Of the ground. John Nichols won the toss, and there's the siren for the commencement of 1972 Grand Final. It's Peter Jones comes in with McKellar. McKellar gets a good one down, picked up out wide and driven out by Sproul. It's an opportunity for Walsh, and Walsh left foots it down towards Dool, and it's over the line out of bounds. Out of bounds on half forward flank with the Tigers in attack from the bounce, and John Nichols won the toss. Boundary umpire in possession. In come the big fellows. Jones, well done. Sproul's going to trap it, gets it nicely, boots it down quickly towards centre half forward. Over the head of the pack, Southby comes out to trap it. Southby's in bundles of trouble. Hit out wide, Southby, free kick on the leg. Dramatic gesture by umpire Bill Della.
Well, Southby, first free kick of the match, down the back pocket on the outer side. Another nice kick by Southby, down towards centre wing. Up flies Jones, knocked away by Hunt. Comes through to Gallagher. Knocked out to Jackson. Jackson it's racing towards Nichols. Knocked away by Boynich. Out to where Walsh has the chance now to break clear with a left foot kick up towards centre wing. Over the head of Robertson. Comes in towards McMillan. Knocked out towards... it's in there is the wingman, centre wingman in Bond, and the free kick will go. Now it's going to Gallagher. Gallagher of Carlton, centre wing out of side.
Here he is, one of the best rovers in the business, over the centre half forward position. Was out a little too soon and didn't get up high enough. Walls behind, put in a straight jacket, breaks clear, left foot snap, first score of game, but it's only a short poster. Carlton, first blood in the 1972 Grand Final against Richmond, and can they break the hoodoo? That's the question on everybody's lips. They haven't beaten Richmond in a finals match since 1920. They've played them 4 times this year, and the best they got was a draw. Here is a kick-off by Dick Clay, one of the best full-backs in the business, and Southby at the other end. The ball's knocked out and Jones knocks it down. There's an infringement there. And umpire Della, in charge of his 3rd finals match for the series, but his first grand final, is administering things well as the free kick goes to the big ginger-headed ruckman McKellar to the half-forward line. Knocked down by Richardson. Here's Armstrong, a great game last week, probably one of the best on the field. Francis Burke gets checkmated, finds Kevin Bartlett helping him out of embarrassment. Over to Dool. Dool's a cool customer, said, I'm worried about Hart in the second half, but not the first. Up to the centre wing. Chandler, the centre player's out of position. It's gone to Robertson. Robertson carries them across the line with the Blues into attack.
Hotly pursued by Walsh at that stage. It's centre wing position outer side of the ground. In come the ruckman. It's Jones and McKellar. McKellar didn't win that one. A chance for Morris. Morris goes to the ground. They tumble on top of him. Umpire comes in and indicates he'll bounces. Well, Morris has been in the thick of things up to date. Peter Jones is obviously assigned against McKellar at this early stage. Picked up and driven down by Hall. Jesselenko down in front. Atherton loses it. Goes again. Beats Sheedy. Beats him pointless, onto his left foot, a short one is great football, and the mark is taken by 2. Well, there's the dazzling skill of Alex Jesselenko once again. Sheedy flung himself desperately at it, was unsuccessful, and Keogh will shoot for goal. Keogh about 35 to 40 yards out, the angle is about the same, a 45 degree, kicks for goal and puts it through. Trevor Keogh, who's come down from the Bendigo lead and been an impressive player for Carlton in his 2 seasons. He's been a great ruck rover, and as Thorold last night, sometimes you'd call him a rover, but wherever you put him, he plays well for the Blues.
And he's changing in the forward pocket on Kevin Sheedy, which suggests that Stephen Keogh today will be a rover. Trevor Keogh. Back in centre. Jones wins the tap down. It goes to Chandler. Chandler is tackled by Sproul. Out towards Keogh it comes again. Nips in, blind turns out of the pack, boots it back towards centre forward. Big Nick from behind, taps it down. It comes to Bartlett. Bartlett gets out of trouble nicely with a left foot kick back towards centre, and the mark is taken by Morris. Morris plays on. The pace is a cracker. Up towards half forward. Dool and Hart fly. Dool and Hart.
Play on, I think, Thorold.
Play on it is, and the free kick going to Jeff Southby.
Beautiful decision, controversial. The crowd's yelling its head off. The ball on the half-back line. Here's Morris again. What dash he showed in the first time. Couldn't break clear that time. Beautifully tackled, I thought, by Robertson. The umpire says push in the back, and Kevin Morris gets the free. What did you make of it, Doug?
Well, the umpire says push, but I thought, like you, Tony, it looked a good tackle, but he rode him into the ground. He didn't throw the ball back correctly, and now there's about 10 or 15 yards.
Here he is. Good player, this kid. just back in the side, really, after being suspended for 4 weeks. Out into the full forward zone, and the mark is taken by Mackay. Mackay showed form last week, which had been absent from the earlier encounter on the MCG, and it was it gladdened the hearts of many a Carlton supporter. He's in form now, back to the half-back line, picking up the crumbs as Armstrong doing well again into the centre. A two-out affair, spoilt by Carlton, defending well into the arms of the Carltonian from the centre. Robertson kicks it back here, right to Keogh. Keogh, top kick winner on the field last week, breaks clear for his third kick in about 1 minute. Up into the full forward zone it goes, cleared by Clay, breaking away. Good play by Tigers.
A lot of pace by Clay that time. The umpire's whistle is blown, long behind the play. And I would say that Paul Sproul, you're the offender, and Trevor Keogh's to take his fourth kick. Keogh between centre and centre half forward. Too far out to score. Very congested forward line as they wait in the 10-yard square as he kicks it down. Gallagher's going to come from behind. Up high he goes. Hit out wide. A chance for a kick off the ground by Hunt. Not a good one. Nick goes over the top of him. A bad tackle, and the free kick will go to Rex Hunt.
Rex Hunt. John Nichols using his weight too enthusiastically there. A good kick by Hunt towards half forward, off the hands of the pack, towards Richmond, but Sproul comes in. A long punt kick by Sproul right up to the 10-yard square. Mackay drops a sitter. Hand pass across to O'Connell, and Carlton go out of defence again. Long low kick by O'Connell towards centre wing. Francis Burke takes the mark, half forward, out of side.
One of the best games you'll see for a long time, coming from this bloke up into the full forward area. 1 against 2, spoilt by Mackay, got over the top. The Rover's not there, coming, grabbed around the throat, right into the pocket it goes. It's desperate football, a chance. Richardson, it's a goal.
He fumbled it too. He fumbled it. He was lucky to get out of it, but it was quick thinking to do it. Barry Richardson, the gentleman with the moustache, came into his chest like a bullet, dropped it, fumbled, but was quick enough to bang it out and through for the first goal.
So the scores are level but for 1 point. Carlton leading by a point. Carlton's goal kicker Keogh, Richmond's goal kicker Richardson. The umpire Bill Della. The game's just started and it's a thriller.
From the bounce in the centre, it's McKellar with a big leap. Peter Jones, well done. Tackled and Bond's kick is smothered. Down they're going once again. A hand pass is a push there and a free kick goes to Morris. Umpire Della very quickly onto that one, and Morris will boot the Tigers into attack with a punt kick, which is a bad one. David Mackay goes for the long run out with Baum. Neither can reach it as they jostle. It's out of bounds. Out of bounds, about 20 yards away from the behind post.
In ruck, we see Baum and Mackay on this occasion. Mackay, but Baum got the tap down. It goes to Keogh of Carlton. Keogh in the back pocket now, around the member's wing, looking for Dixon, and Dixon is marked cleverly. A good mark under pressure from David Dixon, the ex-Preston Association player. He boots it now up towards half forward. David Walls from behind. McKellar is there too. Francis Burke boots it off the ground to Bartlett. Bartlett up towards half forward. The big pack set themselves, knocked away by Hall. Hand pass to Keogh. Keogh, a very prominent player, was manhandled. He's being held by the leg, but umpire Della will ball it up on the centre wing to half forward flank for Richmond on the members' side.
It's Della's big day. Two other great men in white of former years, and Shields and Sleeth announce their retirement. The ball's negative in ruck play, picked up by Morris again. Wins himself another kick to the half-forward line. They've got a man there. Richardson couldn't hang on to the mark. Well played behind by Vin Waite. Vigorous over to Dool. Wasn't a good hand pass. Dool makes good, however, and picks up after a fumble. The ball into the centre of the ground. The Blues back into attack. Here comes Armstrong. Shouldn't fumble. Grab, not in possession. His free kick. The umpire calls a play on it. Was right in front of him. That's an error. The ball's down towards Armstrong again. Gets pushed in the back, and the second time he gives it to him.
There's no doubt about that, Tony. He paid the equaliser that time. Armstrong, who was in the centre of the ground. His opponent is Sproul. Takes the free kick, and that's the position he is. Right in the centre. It's a good long one. Look at the Jesselenko direction. Behind the pack, Clay almost took it. Look at Jezza. Out to Walls. Walls in trouble. Down. Jackson. Bad luck. That was cruel luck as Nichols' hand passed so perfectly towards him, or pushed it on, and Jackson couldn't quite make it. If the ball had propped, the opportunity would have been his. 1 point instead of 1 goal.
It's bounced out of range. Dick Clay to the northern stand side, a long torpedo. McKellar flies, comes down to Keogh. In there is Sheedy, but Keogh gets the ball across to Dixon. Dixon onto the boot, up towards Jackson. Just fails to take it, but Jackson will take the free kick.
Clay was shepherded out by Jesselenko. Good play by Jesselenko, worth the try.
This is Dick Clay, the full-back for the Richmond side, playing from the back pocket and along the new stand wing. It's coming up now to the half-back line. Hart flies from a long way out of position and a long way behind the pack. Down in front, it's a chance for Hall. Good hand pass again, second time in a row. Took it himself. Front of the pack, Hart, a right foot kick. What's he doing down there? The ball up here to the centre wing. Richardson again. Hand pass to Sproul. Sproul, a greatly improved player since transferring from Essendon. Over the half-forward line. Oh, puts in the back to the full forward. Bam. Buffeted from pillar to post, gets the free kick on the half-forward flank as McLean races back now into the goals for which he is chiefly responsible. Baum, a good goal kicker. In fact, he's got 50 up to be equal second amongst the Richmond club men for the season. McLean, the full forward, has 54. Here is Baum trying for his 51st and his first on this grand final day, and it's a rocket.
West Australia for years they've been saying send Neil Baum back as a full forward, and I think there was the perfect example of it. A magnificent kick by Baum, a perfect kick by Sproul downfield. David Mackay tried to smother. He was under extreme pressure from the great kick of Sproul, and Baum finished it off beautifully.
Baum won the front position beautifully on that encounter with Mackay. It was a matter of getting in front, slowing down, and Mackay's weight of his body just had to push into the back of Baum, and the resultant free kick.
This is often a dubious one, Thorold, with this business of propping in front, and so many forwards, including your Peter McKenna, have paid the benefit when they prop in front and the full-back comes crashing into them. Back in the centre, umpire Bill Della. The scoreboard showing Richmond 2 goals straight and Carlton 1-2. It goes straight to McKellar. He misses it. Francis Burke will help him out. Breaks through very well. Boots it down over Hart's head. Here comes McLean. And a very good mark. And Ricky McLean, who also kicks the ball tremendous distances, is about 65 to 70 yards out. He's kicking to the scoreboard goal. Number 31. A study of deliberation is Ricky McLean. The ex-Carlton player, now a Tiger, kicks it off direction, kicks it well off direction, just makes one behind. Carlton now 1-2 and Richmond 2-1.
Yes, the pace is a cracker in this grand final. The favourites, of course, Richmond, but Carlton opening slightly better. But Richmond at this point have the lead as Southby boots it to the members' side. Long kick, good 70 yards. Jones tries to hook it back over. It's pushed by Dixon out to Sproul of Richmond. He hooks it back towards McLean. McLean flies. Bartlett a chance. Pushes it on. Kicks it off the ground across the face of goal. And it's out of bounds. Forward pocket for the Tigers. Scoreboard in.
2 goals 1 against 1 goal 2 with Richmond the team on top. They're on top by 5 points as Mackay wins in the ruck, but it gets right past Hurst, for whom I think the tap down was meant. It's gone into the pocket. Richmond in possession of the ball. Thread the ball along the line, but not for too long. Baum kept it in, knocked down by Southby, and out for that encounter. A throw-in coming up in the full forward pocket at the scoreboard end, and the scoreboard shows Richmond leading by 5 points after 13 minutes of play in the first quarter of the 1972 grand final. A huge crowd, well over 100,000 as Mackay goes in. I thought he beat Baum again for it. It's Richmond's ball. It's come out into the open spaces. All Carltonians there. Mackay's too slow. Very lucky, grabbed high, and the free kick has gone against Richmond's McMillan and has been taken by Mackay in the back line. Just outside the goal square, his raking punt kick is a ripper. It's come right up to the centre of the ground. McKellar's on his own, won't mark even though, knocks it down. One of the few misses by Francis Burke as the ball's been picked up by Gallagher into attack, and a good mark by Walls at centre half forward. The play on is to Armstrong. Barry Armstrong towards Big Nick, who flies. Will he kick it off the ground or kick it through? It'll do it.
Sergio Silvani gave the message that Nick was going to be the man to kick some goals. At the 13.5-minute mark, he has not been on the ball and proved positive. A magnificent goal from Nichols that time. He leapt tremendously high, recovered with great agility for a man of 33 years old, and it just dribbled through. It just made it, but a grand goal by the captain coach of Carlton. Back in the centre now, McKellar still on the ball, of course. Peter Jones still there. McKellar wins it. Gallagher tries to trap it, breaks through, runs into a lot of trouble. Umpire says play on. Free kick to Gallagher. Adrian Gallagher. Roving to his cobber, Master Peter Jones. Gallagher with his left foot down the Jesselenko direction. Dick Clay's with him. Jesselenko. Perfect judgment in between Clay and Sheedy, and took it with tremendous skill. Well, here's the champ.
No one more surprised than Kevin Sheedy.
Here's the champ. Yes, Sheedy almost let it go, Thorold. Jesselenko, 40 to 45 yards out. Difficult angle, one great goal. One magnificent goal. And Carlton looking $1 million with a wonderful two-pronged attack of number 25 there, Alex Jesselenko, and the captain coach and one of the greatest players who's ever played football in John Nichols lurking in the 10-yard square.
And one of the great moves of this season, John Nichols to the forward pocket. It now throws the onus on the Richmond defence, whereas before the game started it was all Richmond's attack. McKellar wins the tap down. It goes to Morris. He threads his way through with a left foot kick up towards half forward, but O'Connell is in the way and he'll be paid the mark.
Come back home, Royce.
Despite the efforts of Royce Hart to pop through that goal, the mark was paid to John O'Connell in the back pocket position, but on this occasion the mark was taken almost at the half-back flank.
Might have been a free kick, Thorold.
The most important thing to have developed in this game in the first 15 minutes is the reversal of form since last they played against Richmond by the Carlton side. As different as chalk from cheese. To the centre, Jones, no mark. Play on, calls umpire Della in a flash. The ball over into the centre of a huge gaggle of players. And it looks like it's going Carlton's way, and I can't tell you why. Maybe you had a better view. Here is Jackson with the ball just on the defence side of centre, and now they're well and truly into attack after a 55-yard kick. It's over the half-forward line. Big nick from behind at the second bite, not there. Knocked forward by Hall to Jesselenko. Here's the magician. A high kick won't get to the goals this time or produce the rabbit out of the hat. Into the full forward area. Hall follows up, running into the goals. Misses.
Well, where's Hall playing is the $64 question at this stage of the game, because Chandler's not in the centre. He's running out on the ball.
Vin waits on Barry Richardson on the half-back
flank. Yep. Where's Barnes down there with Mackay? And Dick Clay, who's got a bigger puzzle than we've got because his opponent is Jesselenko, prepares to kick out. Jesselenko very close to him. Clay's kick, not a good one. Burke and Robertson go. Burke, better anticipation. Hall's there in the middle of it. Robertson fights for it on the ground. Here's a chance now for Burke. Burke is tackled. Breaks on strongly. Will be tackled again. Out to McKellar. A long one out to centre wing to Morris. Morris has got the chance to boot the Tigers into attack with an awkward one. Ricky McLean gets a good bounce, doesn't handle it very well. He's in trouble, breaks it nicely. The umpire says around the neck, and the free kick will go to Ricky McLean.
Well, that was a good piece of play by McLean, who had to stop on a threepenny bit. Boots it now towards the 10-yard square. Baum from behind. It's knocked down towards McMillan, but coming across is Hurst. Picks it up for Carlton, drives it down to Dixon. He's backed up by Armstrong. Armstrong pushed out of the way. Will come out towards Bond. Bond lines up, and it's offline and one behind only. So the Tigers move to 2-2-14. Carlton 3-3-21.
Kevin Sheedy gets a message from the runner, incidentally, at that stage.
The Tiger goal kickers are Richardson and Baum, and for Carlton, Nichols, Keogh and Jesselenko. Carlton 3-3-21 are leading Richmond 2-2-14, and we've played for 18 minutes now into the first quarter. It's overcast, cool, but it's not going to rain as Jones flies up for the mark, but just as he was airborne, the whistle sounded, and the shrill sound sounds a bit of a death knell for Carlton in defence at the moment. Richardson has got the free, evidently for shepherding. Richardson on the half-forward line in front of the member stand, kicking to the scoreboard goal. A huge crowd full of gay colour. A dull day, but beautiful for playing the game and watching as it goes into the goal square and off hands for a point only. Carlton 3-3 lead Richmond 2-3 by one goal after 19 minutes of play. It's a thrilling game. It's been a thrilling opening. And the big thing is Carlton's improved form since last these sides met. And we know they're trying to break a hoodoo which has existed since 1920.
19 minutes have elapsed in the first quarter. Nichols still resting in the forward pockets. Your job, Peter Jones. Punched away by McKellar. Armstrong goes after it. Armstrong pursued by Morris. Beats him. Clever Armstrong. Jackson, look out. He's in a lot of trouble. Back to Walls. Walls boots it down the Nichols direction. Nichols and Boyanich. Nichols wins it. Oh, he could have gone on, but he doesn't need to. He will still kick the goal. You could see him pause, look, will I go? He beat Boyanich, pointless that time, and John Nichols, the giant, is looking tremendously dangerous. 16 stone 7 of skill. Boyanich in the pocket, and this will be posing a headache for Coach Tom Hafey as Coach Nichols kicks his second goal. Well, this has been wonderful thinking, Thorold Merrett.
Yes, a lot of people thought that Nichols may have been placed at full forward last week, But today the big move has been brought about by John Nichols spending long periods in the forward pocket, and the initiative has been taken from Richmond, and it's now Carlton's way.
That's Nichols' second, Tony.
Yes, Nichols 2, Jesselenko 1 and Keogh 1 make up the 4 for the Carlton side, and the 4-3 looks good against 2-3 after 20 minutes of play in the first quarter.
Hall's on the ball, Tony. His opponent is Morris, incidentally.
Carlton, the winners of 10 premierships, and Richmond, the winners of 7, are fighting it out as Jones goes in but is beaten by McKellar, but Carlton win the ball, and it's Chandler over the heads of the half-forwards. Here's Nick again against Boyanich, brushes him aside, Walls races through. Well done, Sheedy, bounced up like a rubber ball. Kicks the ball back to the half-back line. Behind the play, it's Chandler again. A success, I thought, in the centre last week, but I'm still interested to know what they do with the wingers when he moves down forward. Over to Keogh, and Keogh wins himself another kick. I'll check with you, Jack, how many. That's his 6th kick in 20 minutes of play. He's a star. Chief kick winner last week and chief kick winner today so far. Behind the play, Walls, it's a goal.
Well, Chandler's not in the centre, that's for sure. Hall's on the ball. Armstrong is playing in the centre on Sproul. Chandler's position, well, someone will have to tell me.
And Hall and Chandler are ruck roving on the half-forward flank. Mackay, a permanent back pocket player, and Waite out to the half-back flank.
It's a coach's dream. All the moves are coming off.
Yes, they've come off superbly, and the coach is resting in the forward pocket, and I'm sure feeling very, very happy. Look at the runners coming out. The messages are there. Umpire Della is the umpire in the grand final. Peter Jones, you'll win this one. He thumped it to Chandler. Chandler lost it. Crawling after the ball is Morris. Morris loses it. Walsh is coming through with great power. Great combined turn. Clever hand pass to Burke. Burke in trouble, but does it nicely. Left foots it down where McLean's in front. Here's Baum too. Cummings in a lot of trouble, but tackles it. He's caught, but plays on very strongly. Umpire says too high, and the free kick goes to Darryl Cumming. Darryl Cumming within range. His justification, the team today, is to kick goals because Bartlett will do most of the roving, and Cumming is about 45 to 50 yards out at centre half forward. It's a nice looking kick. It's a great kick, and that's a goal to Cumming.
So the Richmond goal scorers now are Baum, Richardson and Cumming. Darryl Cumming from Mildura. And for Carlton, 2 to Nichols and 1 each to Keogh, Jesselenko and Walls. Carlton still lead 5-3 to 3-3. They were doing better a moment ago before that goal. They had 3 up. Now they're back to 2. 23 minutes of play.
It'll be a tired runner before the match is out.
Bill Della, 28 years of age, is the central umpire. His big moment, and it's McKellar winning the ball again against Jones, who isn't beating him for the reach. It's Dixon trying to get his way out of trouble. Too long, I thought. Paid the benefit of the doubt, gone to Robertson, who somehow got it despite the tackle, pinning his arms to Armstrong to the half-forward line. Walls again. Down last week, right on top this week, playing marvellously at centre half forward. A former state representative in that position. Up to Big Nick versus Boyanich. He's got it again. Jesselenko.
Goal!
It's a goal.
Look at Big Nick. Look at Nick across, and Nichols almost took it again with a soaring leap over the top of Boyanich. And danger, danger, danger for Richmond with Nichols there, and Jesselenko gets his second goal.
And the difference in Carlton's method of play this week, the big long kicks to the goal square, is the big factor in their change of tactics this week.
There hasn't been a short one, Thorold, of that there's no doubt at all. It's what a change it is, and Peter Jones still beaten by Francis Burke this time. Battling for it is Keogh. Out wide to Morris. Free kick went to Bartlett. Bartlett boots them into attack. Down it goes looking for Baum. In front is Mackay. Up goes Southby. Southby recovers very nicely. Breaks away from the pack. He'll kick a long one as he always does. Straight to Robertson. Perfect kick. Robertson takes the mark, half-back flank.
And no one on the half-forward flank for Robertson to kick it to, so what does he do? Slows down and finds the loose man now coming, and it's Hurst on the centre wing to half-back flank area. Hurst, the long swooping left foot swing of his up towards half forward. Walls from behind, knocks it forward, but Francis Burke, is it Francis Burke? No, it's Heywood coming across the back of the pack up towards half forward. His kick goes. Dool tries with Hart, coming through his Southby, hand pass to Binwaite, and Carlton goes forward with the loose man up towards Jesselenko and Hart and Clay rather. Jesselenko wins out again, gets it across. In comes Clay, hooks it back with the left foot. It'll go out of bounds on the centre wing position. No, it won't, as Gallagher hooks it back in, drives it up towards Big Nichols. He taps it down. Here's Clay coming to it, but the free kick will go to Boyanich in the back pocket.
Still 3 goals separating them, and Boyanich, who's got more than his share of troubles with Nichols, who's dominating the game, gets it back here towards McKellar, and McKellar can't take it, but here's Bartlett streaming through the pack. Beautiful play by Kevin Bartlett. Look at the hand pass to Royce Hart. The Richmond captain's been well checked by Dool again so far. Right into the goal mouth. It's Carlton in front. Mackay loses it to Cumming. Darryl Cumming will score his second.
My word, that was well done by Cumming. That was perfect anticipation. And the Rovers' dreams. He streamed into the 10-yard square, restrained himself. He could have kicked it straight into the scoreboard, but just banged it through from only 1 yard out. And that was copybook roving by Darryl Cumming, who's already fulfilled the expectations of the Richmond camp. 2 goals in the first quarter. There's 25 minutes gone, and the scoreboard couldn't look better. 6-3 to Carlton, 38 points, and Richmond 4-3, 27. There's the runner. Greying hair is Master Roger Dean, ex-captain, ex-best and fairest, and in Richmond's opinion, one of the greatest small men that have ever been in the Richmond camp. What bad luck for Roger. He broke his wrist or arm against Hawthorn, and he would have been an automatic inclusion because at the age of 32, he'd had a magnificent season. Back with Bill Della.
In ruck, McKellar, the big run-up. Jones coming to it, but McKellar wins it. It bounces off the hands of Bartlett, out towards centre wing. In there is Jackson. He's bundled out of the way by Walsh. It beats Walsh, tapped on towards Hall. Hall lines up, and he's going to put it up to Nichols. The mark for Nichols. And it could be a 15-yard penalty. We'll wait on it. No, it's not. It was well acted by Big John, expecting that he might have got the 15-yard penalty, but he's still within 5 to 10 yards of goal on a fairly acute angle.
Here is the champion. Only 5 players in the history of the VFL have played more games than he has. This is number 295 for him today, and his captain coach. Watch him go.
Well, that's his third. That's his third, and how brilliantly done it was. And Kevin Hall, a surprise ruck rover, was the man who got that ball down so quickly with that brilliant aggressive pace of Hall's. And Nichols takes yet another mark. And let's reflect back again. Nichols has not taken any position on the ball at all. To say he hasn't done his job would be a glorious British understatement. He's kicked 3, and Roger Dean, the runner, runs out in the field to speak to Boynage. He's running down on half-forward flank on the grandstand side. In the centre ground is Peter Jones. There's Roger Dean going down for the message. Francis Burke hits it on, past Armstrong. Hart can't take it. Free kick to Hart.
Royce Hart being closely attended by Dool. Dool playing very well in the early stages. Not a good kick by Hart. Southby comes out, drops a sitter. He's bundled out of the way, but comes back to it in grand fashion. Out towards Cumming it goes. Hurst is in there. Travels it like a musician, gets it to Gallagher, but Gallagher is dispossessed of it. Coming to it is Chandler, breaks through the pack in grand fashion, gets it up towards centre of the ground. McKellar, a hand pass across to Sproul. Sproul now up towards full forward, Baum from behind, and it's a Carlton mark, and it's O'Connell.
Well, it's on. What a wonderful mark it was by Southby.
It was a beautiful mark. It was a strong, tenacious attempt by Southby under insurmountable odds. A long kick by Southby right down to centre wing. Up flies Jones, but coming across was Heywood. In there is Armstrong, tackled, loses possession of the ball, comes back to it, was held again, and he'll get the free kick. Will Armstrong on the half-back flank out of side.
Armstrong, a marvellous game, along with a couple of other of his teammates, to get his side into the grand final. Kicks the ball into attack, walls again, but he's against 2 of them this time, and Carlton keep it going forward. Heywood saves the ball on the half-back line, gave it to Clay, who read the play well and came up to the half-back line from full-back, kicks them into attack with a long kick. The bounce beats them, but all except Southby. Southby's recovery is grand. He turns with plenty of time now, kicks it back into the centre, a good mark to Robertson, but he didn't hold it for quite long enough. Is the umpire playing it? It is a mark to Robertson. Carlton 7-3, Richmond 4-3, 3 goals separating them, and Big Nick's 3 goals are the deciding factor so far. Robertson's beautiful drop kick, as usual, is well over the half-forward line. From behind, a couple flew high, but couldn't hang on to it. Keogh, a good kick winner. A left-foot snap is 1 point only.
Keogh has been almost the dominant player on the ground in kick-getting. He certainly has. That's his 7th, Jack Cameron. He's been a great player in this first quarter as the 30-minute part elapses. Tommy Hafey looking very disconsolate. He's never exactly one who laughs a lot, but this moment he won't. Out wide it goes. Peter Jones and McKellar will contest this one. Good punch, Peter Jones. Out to Jackson. Oh, Jackson took one in the face from Heywood. Downfield it goes, and Jackson indicates he didn't like it. And Ben Waite says, take it, Sonno, we're going to gain 45 yards. And this will give Dixon or will it be Keogh or Gallagher? The umpire says Dixon, and Dixon is within kicking range. It'll need to be a good one, but he's certainly within range. Once again from this grandstand half-forward flank, he kicks the Richmond goal on the 45-degree angle. Dixon comes in, kicks it high, and puts it straight through the centre. It was never offline, and Carlton looking very good.
8 goals for Carlton, 52 points to Richmond, 4 goals, 3, 27. Well, who would have thought that Carlton, playing their 4th final in a row, would have got this break on the favourites, the Tigers.
Peter Jones has rucked the whole quarter,
The whole quarter with Mackay permanently in the back pocket, Nichols permanently in the forward pocket. Bounce again, knocked down by Francis Burke, picked up by Dixon, smothered. Burke in there again around the neck, Francis Burke's free kick. Just 10 yards forward of the centre, Francis Burke, one of the great final performers, a beautiful drop kick right to the point of the 10 yards square. Mackay punches it away, a chance for McLean, has it now, swings around, left foots it, offline for one behind. 4-4, 28 Richmond, 8-4, 52 Carlton.
The full forward for Carlton, Jesselenko, has 2 goals. The full forward for Richmond, McLean, has 2 points. Carlton 8-4, leading by 4 goals. Leading by 4 goals, the greatest margin to separate them so far in the game. We've played for 31 minutes, and out comes the kick towards McKellar, who will spoil Jones. Jones hooked it on. Maybe it was the other way around, and here's Morris, who's showing great pace, getting to the ball first, and with time to spare, has to turn back and kick to the half-forward line, right in front of the stand, and Jones takes a good mark. Rucking well, and now with some field marking, Jones is showing his colours for the Carlton side. Right in front of the member stand. The ball will carry the wing. Rex Hunt waits down. McKellar climbs over the top but can't take the mark. Dixon pounces on it, and the umpire has given a free Richmond's way, and Rex Hunt, still a stone lighter than at other times in his career because of hepatitis, kicks the ball to the half-forward line, over the half-forward line. Richardson in front, but he couldn't hang on to the mark. It's Marty McMillan running through, snapped the ball right out of a Carlton player's arms, sidesteps and bangs one through.
Number 14, it's Marty McMillan, and how well it was done. He came on as 19th man down at VFL Park and kicked 3 goals after half-time, and there's the scoreboard. 8-4 to 5-4, and Carlton a sensational opening in which Vin Waite has been on the half-back flank, David Mackay permanent back pocket, and Chandler and Hall have been the ruck rovers, or the ruckmen, whichever you like to call them. The umpire is Della. The bounce favours McKellar very badly for Carlton's point of view, picked up by Armstrong, goes across towards Jones. Jackson's in tons of trouble, fights for it and battles for it, and down they go. He pushed Morris that time, but the umpire forgets it, or chose to ignore it. It's going to be bounced once again.
Jones. Burke wins the tap down, it goes to McKellar. Hawks sends it high up towards half forward. All Carlton here, Robertson can't take it, and comes through quickly there is Bartlett. His kick is smothered by Dool, back to Bartlett. Bartlett fires it towards goal, but it's offline and out on the full. Free kick to be taken by David Mackay, a permanent back pocket player in this first quarter. End of the first quarter with the sound of the siren sees Carlton on 8 goals 4, 52. Leading Richmond 5 goals 4, 34 in a scintillating first quarter by the Blues.
Is a free. Well, he must have grabbed him around the leg. Could be the only decision as Francis Burke has the ball on the defence side of centre. You have to pick up his game and several other alongside him. The ball onto the half-forward line, behind Dool, quick as a flash to get back there and cover Hart. Hart grabs Southby, who's a long way from goal. The ball's been picked up by Morris. There's a goal coming up. Beautiful kick on the run.
Well, Morris has been a magnificent player. He's one of the chief kick getters, and with that left foot snap, it was just what the Tigers needed. That makes the difference. 2 goals, and Kevin Morris, a wonderful left foot snap. He's the 9th kick for the match, and it's been whipped straight back to the centre with the scoreboard 8-4 to Carlton and 6-4 to Richmond. And back in the centre with umpire Bill Della, that's Craig McKellar and Roger Dean having a chat. Roger Dean spending almost as much time on the ground as he normally does as a runner. Peter Jones will get this one, but it goes straight to Heywood. Heywood's kick to Barry Richardson. Vincent Waite behind him, punches it down. Could have been a free kick to Richardson. Bond out to Sproul. Sproul's a Walsh it is. Walsh in a lot of trouble. Falls on top of it. Breaking out was Hart. The umpire's decision will be free kick to Wayne Walsh. Wayne Walsh, half-forward flank.
Sproul it is, Doug. You were right on the first call. A lovely drop kick by Sproul, right down towards full forward, and upside Southby with great judgment to pull it in the fullback zone. Southby, a long kick of the ball. This one's no exception. Up towards his teammate there in Armstrong. Coming through is Gallagher up towards the open spaces of the half-forward line. In there is Walls, traps it beautifully, looks for Chandler, finds him at centre half-forward. Chandler lines up with a high punt kick. It's a goal. Glorious play by Walls. And goal to Chandler. And there he is, number 22, the player who came right into his own in the final quarter last week against St Kilda and carrying on today.
Chandler's playing his 50th game today, and he happens to be now the 6th Carlton player to have scored a goal or more in this 1 quarter plus 2 minutes of play. Carlton 9-4 against Richmond 6-4. It's been a terrific opening, and here we go for the next chapter. Jones again in the ruck against McKellar. Seems to have him checkmated at the moment. Armstrong saw the ball go past. It's been picked up here on the back lines by number 7 for the Richmond side. That's Walsh, but it's gone to them. They're into attack to the half-forward line. Behind, it's Hall coming in to grab his man. Bumped him hard, coming. A hand pass into the open spaces. Richardson pounces on a grab by Waite. Over the top. Was it touched? It might get there. Touched.
Southby was quite content to let it roll through because it was a hand pass. And Jeff Southby, who's taken all the points against McLean up to date, the best fullback that we've seen for many, many years is Jeff Southby, only in his second season. Best and fairest last year. McKellar's up and high. Richardson was well done this time by Armstrong. Armstrong screws it back to Jackson. Jackson and Heywood. Jackson wins it, and Jackson's off. Steadies himself for a long one. Look at the kick out to Walls. Walls can't quite reach it, and it goes past him. On goes Walls. On the boundary line. Goes for the run. Shoots for goal, and puts it through. Well, that was electrifying football, and there's the vice-captain, number 42, Robert Walls, and what magnificent football as Jackson got it in centre-wing position, booted it too wide of Walls. He followed on with tremendous pace to the tall 6'3" centre-half forward, and from the boundary line ran in and kicked a very difficult angle goal. That was scintillating football. Thorold Merrett.
4 minutes into the second quarter, and Carlton have 10 goals, 4 in a grand final on the board. 64 points. Wall's second goal. Jones wins the tap down again to Francis Burke of Richmond, who comes in. His kick is smothered, but Burke, quick to recover, boots it down towards half forward. Baum is out of position. Southby knocks it away out towards half back. Chance for Armstrong. It comes to Hall. Hall can't gather it in, but he's backed up well by Hurst. Hurst, the sweeping left foot turn across ground towards Dixon it goes. Dixon right up towards half forward now. Chandler sets himself. It's tapped forward. A chance for Sheedy, but Walls is there again. Walls has it. Dummies around left foot. And it's another goal to Carlton by Robert Walls.
Did you see Big Nick clapping it through? He could have marked it. He could have marked it. But how content he was to see it float through. And that's Walls' third goal.
Well, for 2 finals in a row, everyone has said how disappointing Robert Wall's form has been, but how scintillating it is today. 3 goals on the board. Carlton 11-4 to Richmond 6-5.
The worries are with Tom Hapey. He's got them home in 2 premierships, but he's running out of ideas as Carlton steamroll them, and we go into it again.
His big worry will be Rex Hunt at this stage, Tony.
McKellar on to Morris, a backhander by him. Morris follows up, can't pick up the ball cleanly. He does it the second try. The kick won't carry the goal square, but it's up that way, and Southby is magnificent. Southby has a remarkable record. From Sandhurst, here he is running along the boundary perimeter, kicks the ball to the half-back line. Gallagher's in front, but no place there for a small man. Here's been Waite careering through in familiar style. No troubles from that sore ankle of last week to the half-forward line. Walls again dominating at centre-half forward, a position in which he has played for the state. Keogh, one of the chief kick winners on the field, breaking away, running havoc on the forward line. A kick, and it's there again. It's raining goals, and the Blues are on top of the world.
How's John Nichols? He's on top of the goal post at the moment. That's Keogh's second.
And some ferocious words spoken to Kevin Sheedy by John Nichols on that occasion.
They're not pals at the moment. They weren't last week either, Thorold.
The Carlton goal kickers, 3 each to Nichols and Walls, and 2 to Keogh and Jezelenko, and 1 each to Chandler and Dixon. Raining goals.
Back with umpire Bill Della in a magnificent grand final, and Carlton are bolting away at this stage. In comes Peter Jones once again with McKellar. Well done, Jones. Picked up and driven downfield by Gallagher. Robert Walls and Hunt. Hunt can't take it. Jesselenko could take a free kick. Off he goes. Turns and gets his kick. It's a chance for Bartlett. Bartlett, his 9th kick for the match. Turns and twists. He's at centre half back. It goes past McMillan. Well played, McMillan. Out to Hart. Hart turns and wheels. He's on his right foot and in a lot of trouble. Onto his left foot. Out to Burke. And Burke a long one downfield. Mackay and Baum. Baum up. Well done. Well done, Baum. A beautiful tumbling mark. And Neil Baum, who's kicked one very long goal, is now only about 35 yards, 40 yards out from goal. Royce Hart, number 4, beside him. And Baum, of the long hair and the great skill and the great physique, comes in and shoots for goal. Kicks it badly, I thought. It's through. Must have just made it, and that's a great goal to Baum. That's his own second, and Richmond are now 7-5. Carlton 12-4, and it's back to Thorold Merrett.
Well, Richmond badly needed that goal from Baum. He's been one of the few forwards that Richmond have had going today, and he has 2 goals on the board. They now trail by just on 5 goals, and we're only 7 minutes into the second quarter.
Thorold, it's 19 goals in 37 minutes of play, and this is more than anybody could ask for a grand final.
Umpire Della looking at the Carlton runner. It's back in the centre now. Jones again with McKellar. McKellar got the tap down that occasion, but Dixon takes it away up to Chandler. Walls goes to it. Is hotly pressed by Hunt. It comes back to Sheedy. Sheedy's bundled out of the way, and he'll get the free kick from Kevin Sheedy. I'm not sure what for.
Richmond are getting more free kicks, 14-10, as Sheedy from the back line kicks the ball into the centre. Richmond being hopelessly outmarked by the Blues, who career away again into attack through Hurst. Left them standing as he wheeled onto the left foot. Up to the half-forward line, and Jesselenko. Clay's in front of him. Behind it, Jackson. Missed it. The ball's to Heywood. Heywood in the race. Jackson along there. No further play. Yes, Carlton 15 marks to Richmond's 3.
Didn't Jackson do that particularly well? He was under great adversity that time. John Nichols for his first one for the ball and wins it. Here's Kevin Bartlett, been a great player. Gets his kick and boots it out wide. It goes too wide, I think, for Dixon. Dixon follows it down, but it's over the line, out of bounds. Carlton are still in attack. It's on the outer half-forward flank. Their target is the scoreboard goal, and the scoreboard looks good for Carlton. 12-4 to the Blues and 7-5 to Richmond. In comes Big Nick and McKellar. McKellar wins this one. Down it goes. An opportunity for Armstrong. Turns in a lot of trouble. Tackle by Heywood. High in there it goes. Craig McKellar, your chance. Couldn't take it. Keogh, great kick getter, should have taken a free kick. He looks for it. The umpire says no. It'll be thrown in once again.
Well, the only winner I can see on the Richmond side is Francis Burke on the wing. However, the boundary throw in, Nichols gets the tap down. A good one it was. In the back to Richmond. Play goes on, though. A chance here for Heywood. It comes out to Gallagher. He hooks it now up towards full forward. Jesselenko is there, and a great mark.
Got no skill, that fella, has he?
No skill whatsoever. Just plain natural ability. And it was a tremendous effort under extreme pressure, 20 yards out, and Jesselenko looks like notching his 3rd goal. Nudged on its way, no doubt. Goal to Jesselenko, goal number 13 for Carlton, and they move to 82 points.
And Carlton now have 3 players who have kicked 3 goals. Nichols, Walls and Jesselenko joins them. 115 goals in 1970, and Carlton's leading goal kicker for 3 years, Jesselenko, gets his 3rd and Carlton's 13th. 13-4 to 7-5. 6 goals separating them after 10 minutes of play. It wouldn't need to keep going like this too much longer for it to be over at 3/4 time. The grand final continues as the ball comes towards Robertson, but Jones is over the top of all. It's a free kick going Richmond's way, and Francis Burke knows that he's won that verdict for being impeded. Here from the centre of the ground, a bit off the right of his boot, it's gone out to the half-forward flank right. Sproul tried hard to pick up the ball but couldn't. It's behind to Ben Waite. Sproul chases him down. A long hand pass like Polly Farmer straight into the arms of Armstrong. What a beautiful hand pass. Up to the half-forward line as the Blues come into attack again. Walls winning handsomely, gives it to Jones, who's also doing well. The whole side has lifted itself up to the full forward zone, and the mark is to Boyanich, who takes his first trick in a 1/4.5.
Yes, his first kick for Ray Boyanich. Nichols on the markers. Boyanich downfield. Vincent Waite, your chance. Up above Burke. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. This is easily Richmond's best player. That's his 10th kick for the match, and he boots a long one downfield where it's going to be Mackay, the big leaper, and almost took a good one. Cleverly out to Sheedy. Sheedy's in the forward pocket, shoots for goal, and puts it offline. And Sheedy and Dool have some minor words of abrasion, and it's through for one behind. If Jeff Southby will take it, and the scoreboard advances 1 point for the Tigers. They're 7-6, and Carlton are 13-4.
Jeff Southby to the outer side. Glorious 70-yard kick, really groping through the air. Tap down now, it goes to Sheedy. Sheedy a hand pass out towards Bartlett. Bartlett has it forward pocket, or half-forward flank. A long kick towards the forward pocket, knocked away by Mackay, picked up by Richardson, a poor kick by Richardson, and it will be taken by Richmond. A hand pass across to Macmillan, and it's through or out of bounds on the full. Free kick to be taken by Jeff Southby.
Incidentally, Bond is in the back pocket. Sheedy's on the ball, and now it's Jeff Southby.
Southby from Sandhurst, who won VFL selection after only 9 league games, kicks to the half-back line. What a performance that was, and it was Richmond in front, starting to play a little better in that position. Over here towards Sheedy, picked up now by Bartlett. Bartlett's kick is high, puts several defenders under the hammer as Mackay goes in and knocks Baum flat.
Yes, and free kick against him.
Baum has the ball in the full forward pocket. Tricky angle here, but he's got a couple up so far. A couple of field goals across into the far pocket, and the ball hits the behind post, which means, oh, well, I thought it hit the post before it went across the line. Must have been vice versa, so it's a point, and Southby will kick off again. 13 minutes gone in the second term, with Carlton 13-4, leading Richmond a merry dance, and Tom Hafey must feel that all his nightmares have come at once.
As Roger Dean, the runner, goes onto the ground once again, Southby kicks out with his usual immaculate style. A long one it is. Well done, Jones. A chance now for Gallagher, and Armstrong comes in to tackle Sproul. Armstrong brilliantly out to Jackson. Jackson under pressure from Burke beats him. Turns onto his left foot. Looks to get smothered. It goes to Armstrong. Dixon left puts it down underneath it. Jesselenko! And Wayne Walsh shakes his head as if how could one believe it. Jesselenko, who looked as if he may be in some trouble this week after a battering last week, is still his brilliant effervescent best. He's a long way out from goal. He's a long kicker, Alex Jesselenko. Kicks it high to the 10-yard square, big neck. Voynich goes up. To the ground it comes. Robert Walls out towards Jackson. Jackson can't reach it before it's over the boundary line, out of bounds. Well, Carlton playing with tremendous skill. Jesselenko's marking, a delight to watch, and John Nichols comes in to do battle. McKellar behind him. Chance for therefore. Oh, round the neck. Round the neck, a very bad tackle, and Adrian Gallagher very delighted to accept the free kick.
Gallagher, the quietest of the Carlton smaller players, won that free kick hands down. He's only 20 yards out on a 45-degree angle. Could be goal number 14 for Carlton. It is. Adrian Gallagher's first goal, Carlton's 14th, and could the grand final be over at the 14-minute mark of the second quarter? The Blues lead by almost 7 goals.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do know that 7 of the Carlton 18 have contributed to the score with goals. 14 goals up to 7. They lead by 7 after getting a 2-goal break, then a 3, and so on the Avalanche went. They steamroller them. They lead by 7. And here's Roger Dean, the former captain, out. He's busier than all of the players. Jones again, down to Jackson. Here they come again to the half-forward line. Keogh versus Walsh. Collision in midair. They're both okay, and Walsh has taken the mark. The message has been taken to Rex Hunt at this time, direct from Coach Hafey, as Walsh kicks the ball into attack. Richmond into attack. Royce Hart's been smothered completely behind. The ball's been taken by Vin Waite. The Waite and Dool combination converging on Hart is too much. To the half-forward line, taken by Bond. Here's Bond breaking away, one of the fastest players in the league, to the half-forward line. Richardson on his own, and a game mark. He was running right underneath it. He knew the pack was coming in from behind, and he was in for a bone rattler, but he took the mark at centre half forward, and Barry Richardson has done very well. Several of the other forwards need to improve their games 100%. A chance to score from 55 yards out. Oh, it's a rocket. It's a beautiful kick. It's a beauty.
Kicking for goal has been a delight. That's Barry Richardson second. And that was a swift rebound. Waite kicked the ball and kicked it out of danger, went straight to Bond, and Bond, with his tremendous pace, broke downfield, kicked it straight to Richardson, who was Waite's opponent. And at centre half back, we've had a change. It's Peter Jones. We're looking across as Barry Richardson's gone across to look after Robert Walls, and that was the tip that we had from earlier in the game. And here comes Peter Jones, who's done well against McKellar. Down it goes. Morris battles for it. Well played Robertson out to Armstrong. Armstrong suits his left foot looking for Walls, and Barry Richardson, who's no pacey man, is lumbering after him. Walls then kicks it back over Jesselenko's head. Here comes Big Nick and Walsh. Well done Boyanich. Boyanich goes for the run. He's tackled by Hall. He misses it badly. Hall gets a hand pass, which is not a good one. Picked up there by Morris. Sheedy downfield. Up they go and hit away. Here comes Robertson, and breaking away is Hurst. Hurst was tackled high, out to Robertson. Robertson to Armstrong. Armstrong onto his left foot. Will kick it out wide to Gallagher, and chipping in is Sproul. Sproul did it very well and boots it out to open territory, and racing after the ball are Hart and Dill. Dill is going to lead in the run for it. Dill should take a free kick, and Dill will take a free kick, and what a wonderful job he's done against Hart.
A magnificent job from one of the most unobtrusive players in league football. He finds Chandler in the centre of the ground. Chandler breaks the tackle, boots it well down forward over the half-forward line. Walls sets himself, can't take it. In there is Heywood. He's dumped out of the way and will take the free kicks, even Heywood, on the half-back flank for the Tigers. A moment to slow down, and just let's look at the scene. Carlton 14 goals 488, leading Richmond 8 goals 755 in one of the great reversals of form, and this is the greatest performance that Carlton have put up against Richmond in the last 52 years.
Heywood from the back line, and the ball is now to the centre wing on the outer side, getting ready for the mark, and Hunt just shifted, takes the mark against Ben Waite. And Ben Waite puts him down without much ceremony and will pay a 15-yard penalty as a result. But the Blues are finding things so handsome and to their liking that they can afford to give away things like that. Here on the half-forward flank, it's Hunt now, just shifted from centre-half back, booting the ball up towards the goal square. Ricky McLean waiting behind as Baum knocked it down, but not into one of his own players' arm. Correction it was, it's a Royce Hart. He's buffeted and piloted and pinioned, picked up now by Ben Waite. Gee, that back line's playing well. To the half-back line, down in front it's Morris. Morris, a high kick winner so far in this game, and we're not even halfway through. Tries to thread his way through two and beats them both. Has a kick at the sticks now, falling short behind Sheedy. A chance, but in front of him, it was Ricky McLean. And McLean so far without a goal. A chance now from a dead set angle to score his first and the Tigers' ninth.
What brilliant football by Morris, Tony. It was very watch.
McLean, a left-footed, formerly of Carlton. Now with the Tigers, scores.
Well, I think we can pay a lot of credit to Morris that time, because that was one of the best solo performances of the match. His dazzling turn, he balked and got away from everybody. His kick went across to McLean and Southby. Attention temporarily distracted by the brilliance of Morris. McLean got alone, took the mark only a few yards out. That's McLean's first, and what an opponent he's had in Southby up to date.
It looks as though Rex Hunt is in the ruck, or is he at centre half forward?
His opponent is Waite at the moment, so it could well be half-forward flank, couldn't it? It's back in the centre with umpire Della. In comes Peter Jones and hits it out wide, and Sproul's the man who's going to benefit from it. Sproul goes off in front of his opponent Dixon. Dixon goes to the ground and pushes Sproul down. The free kick will go to Sproul. Jackson plays on as he didn't hear the whistle, but there's no doubt that look at Sproul, indicating to his teammate Heywood, get it back to me quickly. And Sproul of the slightly balding plate comes in and kicks it downfield. Peter Jones is in position. Well done from Carlton. Picked up by Dill. Dill luckily out to Gallagher. Gallagher downfield, and it's going to be Walls and his opponent Richardson. Richardson up in front. Walls does well once again. Almost took a beauty. Not allowed. Picked up by Burke. Burke then boots him out of danger. Gallagher misses what he might have taken. Fights on for it. Hit off the ground. A chance for Royce Hart. Hit by McMillan. Opportunity for Chandler. Chandler goes down but follows on. Could have been a free kick to Chandler. McMillan's with it. Sheedy's in the centre of it. Umpire comes in and indicates that he will bounce it.
Well, the players virtually taking the ball out of one another's hands there. Half-forward flank for the Tigers. Tapped down by Jones again. Comes to Dixon. Dixon tries to sidestep. Could have been penalised, but Burke comes back with a scruffy-looking kick towards Sheedy. Sheedy was buffeted in the back, and Kevin Sheedy on half-forward flank takes the kick. Plays on, looks for McLean, but it's Mackay all alone in the back line for Carlton to save a promising Richmond attack. The Tigers trail by almost 6 goals, and Mackay boots it down towards centre of the ground, and a 15-yard penalty will be applied here against Richmond, and it will be Mackay to come a further 15 yards downfield. 14-4, 88 Carlton, 9-7-61 Richmond. 21 minutes into the second quarter.
Mackay is playing his 73rd game in succession for the Blues. You don't often play that many without injury. Here he is from the back line, and at 15 yards, kicking to the centre wing, and the mark is taken by Carlton again. This is Dixon, another unobtrusive player of the dual mould, but he's always effective. Cuts them down to size to the half-forward line. A chance for Sheedy. A kick in mid-air. It was kicking in danger, I thought, but the umpire calls a play on, and Carlton again in possession of the ball. Dixon forward. Up goes Hall. They're marking like yourselves.
Well, what a good player has Hall been today since he's been on the ball. He's now resting on the half-forward flank, which means Chandler's on the ball. And Hall, the half-back flanker, originally selected there, shoots for goal. It's a long, good-looking kick. It's a goal. It's a goal. Everything's going right. Number 3, Kevin Hall is the man who's clapping his hands enthusiastically, and so rightly so. He's been a very good player, showing tremendous dash around the ground. Carlton 15-4. That's miraculous goal kicking, and Richmond 9-7. Peter Jones has contested every centre bounce, and so has Craig McKellar, but the Carlton plan has worked even better than they would anticipate themselves up to date. Jones goes up through Burke. Hurst has got it onto his left foot, boots him into attack, and Jesselenko will do battle with Clay. Jesselenko wins and won it so easily that time that coach Tom Hafey will now be worried about fullback. That was the clearest and easiest of victories for a brilliant player in Alex Jesselenko. An automatic interstater ever since he's come to Carlton. The brilliant full forward kicks for goal, kicks it through. Jesselenko, goal number 4.
Goal number 4 to Alex Jesselenko, goal number 16 to Carlton, and what miraculous kicking from in this grand final. 16 goals, 4, 100 points to Carlton, to 9 goals, 761. Carlton are winning hands down in the air, 26 marks to Richmond's 10.
They've taken the big ones too, Thorold, haven't they? There's Nick giving a message to the runner. He's got a busy day. He's got to kick goals himself. He's kicked 3, and he's also coaching.
Yes, 10 of Carlton's 16 goals have been kicked by 3 players. Jesselenko has 4, and Walls and Nichols have 3 each. It's been a marvellous performance. And now it's Bond getting a message from Roger Dean, the former captain.
Roberts is on. Warming up.
Bounce right up above the centre circle, and Jones again is unconquerable. The ball's gone Richmond's way, however, and Hunt moved out of position, kicks to the half-forward line where Dool outpoints hard again. Dool told me before the game, not worried about the first half, you can say that again, worried about the second half. I think Hart's the one who's worried. The ball into the half-forward line, and Richmond playing in front that time, and Hunt has taken that mark. Hunt was on the forward line just a few moments ago and is now on the defence side of the centre circle. Carlton 16-4, around 100 up, 7 minutes before half-time. What a performance. 4 goals for every one behind, and now 15 yards for holding up play, so Hunt is now across the centre circle and into attack for his side. Richmond going to the Richmond end, which looks a bit droopy at the moment. A giant kick up to the goal square. It's a 70-yarder. Behind, nobody waiting for the crumbs, but here comes Cumming. He's got a couple of goals. Boyanich keeps it back in play. The ball's come out Hall, right to the arms of Carlton. They can't put a foot wrong. Chandler gives the hand pass to Robertson. Robertson runs wild on the back line, cuts them to ribbons, kicks the ball out here to Walls, who's got way away from Richardson. Another positional move. Walls is dominant at centre half forward, pops it over the top to Robertson, and Robertson now will play on. They don't seem to know what's going on, the Richmond defence. Into the full forward area, they're too good. Straight to the arms of Gallagher. It's a coach's dream. Carlton are playing as if every move was worked out by computer in advance. Here from the half forward flank, it's Adrian Gallagher spearing one right at the sticks and Big Nick, and it's carried through for a point only. Carlton 16-5. They don't get too many points. Richmond 9-7.
Well, they're almost toying with the opposition at this stage. Robertson's kicking was absolutely copybook. He was the architect of that attack as he got it to Gallagher. Dick Clay comes in. Clay kicks a long one out wide. Underneath the chance for Hurst. Hurst takes the mark. Well, they're winning in the air and winning hands down. In comes Hurst and boots him into attack. It's Nichols. It's Nichols. Must get a free kick. Not allowed. Play goes on. Big John fights for it, crawls after it, and fighting after it also is Heywood. Alex Jesselenko holding the knee, and the ball is going to be a free kick. It's a free kick for the Tigers, and Heywood's to take it. Heywood with a long one out wide. Well taken, Sheedy. Sheedy plays on quickly. On the half-back flank, it's Sproul. Sproul out where Dool has taken the points against Hart. Dool turns and twists, recovers brilliantly, gets around Hunt. Hand pass dangerous. Through the legs of Waite it goes. Picked up by Sproul. Sproul goes down. Hits it Cumming. Cummings lost the flight of it. Dool has got it back again. Lucky free kick, I thought.
Yes, the only mistake that Dool has made on the half-back line was that foolish hand pass when the long kick would have been the order of the day. It's a long kick from Sproul on this occasion, afterwards Baum, but it's Dool again who comes in for Carlton. His kick is marked by McMillan on that half-forward flank outer side, or is it Cumming? Cumming it is. Cumming, high drop punt kick right into the 10-yard square. The big men fly, almost a mark to Carlton, coming through with Armstrong. Out to Bartlett it comes, Bartlett can't pick it up. Hotly pressed, falls over at the psychological moment and allows the Carlton defence in. It's Hurst out to Waite to Keogh, and Keogh goes forward. He has to kick hurriedly. In comes Francis Burke, the best player for Richmond. Threads the hand pass to Walsh. Walsh down towards the full forward zone. Southby comes out in grand fashion and clears it right down towards the centre. Out comes Barry Richardson to take the relieving mark for the Tigers.
Richardson at centre half-back. He's almost in the centre of the ground. His opponent is Walls, who's been one of the brilliant ones. Underneath it, Carlton's Chandler misses an easy one. So does Baum. Back it goes, and here's a chance now for Cumming. Cumming, a hand pass. Morris has got the chance for another goal. Misses it. Bad luck, Kevin Morris. He's been one of Richmond's better flyers. He was under pressure that time. He kicked a wonderful left-foot goal from an identical position, but there he is, number 38, with the long hair, who couldn't quite make it at that stage. And here comes a magnificent full-back in the person of Master Geoffrey Southby.
And it's another glorious kick by Southby, deeper to the half-back flank this occasion. It's back to Morris. Morris breaks the tackle, puts the boot to the ball, drives it down to the 10-yard square. Southby flies, knocks it away. A chance for Hurst. Southby backs him up in grand style. Look at this champion come through with the ball. Could have been free kick there, but it comes back to Bartlett. Bartlett fires at goal and puts it offline, but it's just out of the reach of Baum and through for one behind.
He went far too early to Neil Baum that time. If he'd stayed down and went at the right time, he could have taken the mark. And Southby, who most people predicted would do so much better against Waite today, has done exactly that up to this stage in the second quarter. There's 28 minutes gone. Southby's kicking out has been copybook as always. A long one out wide. Craig McKellar front position, punches when he should have tried to mark. And the free kick is going to Peter Jones, and Peter Jones surprised. Jones has done a wonderful job. Peter Jones playing game number 101, I think it is. Robert Walls, been a brilliant centre half forward, picked up nicely by McKellar. McKellar of the ugly kick, boots it downfield. Southby will go the punch and does it well. In front, the chance for McMillan, takes it away from Hurst. He follows on and he's met solidly but takes it. Here's a good bump, Gallagher, and there he comes Sproul. Sproul will shoot for goal. Great football by Paul Sproul. He was under extreme pressure. He kicked very hurriedly and kicks a great goal.
And kick number 12 for Paul Sproul in a scintillating display. He had every chance of missing that goal as he looked to be going far too fast to kick it, but threaded it through from a difficult angle. 10 goals, 969. Richmond 16-5, 101. As McKellar wins the tap down, but it goes to Robertson. Robertson left puts it right up to Walls, and the mark is missed by Walls. But Jesalico breaks the tackle, lines it up, and he's put it through for his fifth goal.
Well, I'd suggest, Thorold, that there might be another move very imminent. They've got to do something about Jesalico. Clay should have the pace to stay with him, but he hasn't shown the skill. He's kicked 5 goals to half-time, and coach Tom Hyphy will run out of moves. There it is, 17-5 to 10-9.
What a fantastic scoring effort, you know. 27 goals kicked in about 60 minutes of football. That's tremendous, isn't it?
This is the way that the public love it. It's wonderful grand final football, and Jesalico has once again been a star. Big Peter Jones, Gallagher a good rover, boots it out wide. Robert Wall, centre half forward. Richardson goes up with him. Well played, Chandler. Here comes Jackson. Jackson's got it, threads through the pack. Off he goes, puts it down, and Boynich in front will mark. Boynich is off. That was a bad kick of Jackson's. Boynich boots it out wide. Sproul in front on the chest. and Sproul's been a good player despite the fact he's been moved. He sends a drop kick downfield looking for for Hunt behind the pack. Here's a chance now, but lucky Carlton. Back to Hurst it goes. Hurst boots it out towards Dixon, and Dixon is miles in front of his opponent. Sproul gets it, turns out of trouble, slips, got time to hand pass, which he does well, out to Kevin Hall, and Kevin Hall's a speedster, will have his second long shot for goal. John Nichols, thank you. John Nichols, no doubt. Beautiful football, Hall, and Big Nick. There's only one expression, lurking in the goal square. 16 stone 7. Of potential dynamite and danger, and Voynich left him. In comes the big fellow. He's kicked 3. In league football, there haven't been many straighter kicks than John Nick. This is a difficult angle. Bang. Thank you. Number 4. And Carlton are bolting away.
Completely outlying Richmond at this point of time. Carlton. There's big John Nichols. He must be a very happy coach as Carlton move on to 18-5. What fantastic kicking. 113 points to Richmond 10-9, 69, and it's pretty near half-time. We've had about 33 minutes of play, and Carlton are winning hands down practically all over the ground, certainly in the air and certainly in the ruck.
And they've kicked 10-1 for the quarter, Ken, as Richmond get the tap down here, but it's Armstrong who takes it away. He drives it up towards half-forward flank towards Keogh. Keogh traps it beautifully, ducks the head and runs in towards open goal. John Nichols is back in the 10-yard square, and it's a goal from Keogh. Offline, 1 point, and had he kicked it 10 yards earlier, there was a lay-down misere that Nichols would have marked it.
You're quite right.
If he didn't, Jezelenko would, because Jezelenko was completely unattended to. Well, they're absolutely ripping holes in the Richmond defence, Carlton, as they move on to 18-6, 114 points to Richmond 10-9, 69.
Dick Clay, a very worried Dick Clay, undoubtedly kicks out wide. Great leap behind there by Hall. Picked up nicely by Morris. Left foots it downfield. In front, Hunt. Nicely done, Waite. Waite follows on and wins it very well. Could have taken a free kick, I thought. He will. And rightly so. Rightly so. Look at Ben Waite. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. Out to Dool, and Waite's calling for the trainers. Underneath it, Gallagher takes a good mark. And Waite, I'm sure, will be off. Bad luck for Carlton. Gallagher looking for Robert Walls, and Robert Walls and Richardson go. Robert Walls! One hand they're doing it now. And there's the siren for half-time.
And at half-time, there's the scoreboard. Carlton, 18-6, 114 points to Richmond, 10-9, 69.
What a great job that former Tasmanian Peter Jones has done too. In he comes and battles with McKellar. Once again frustrates him, fights on for the ball. In the centre of things fighting for it is Morris, who's been a good kick winner for Richmond. That's him with the moustache and the long hair. And the rucks once again, and Peter Jones front position very beautifully that time. Robertson bundles a trouble tackle. Gallagher fights for it. A kick off the ground goes out to Chandler, who's been a good player. Hand passes out to Lucas. Lucas has got the chance now as he breaks downfield and boots them into attack looking for Nichols. Nichols from behind almost took another one. Left foot snap, and Big Nick has had 5 kicks and kicked 4 goals, 1, and been the architect of so many forward moves. Well, a very worried fullback is ready to kick out.
He's had a busy time with Doug, hasn't he?
Clay certainly has. Boots it to the outer side. Big pack fly, knocked away by Jones, taken by Gallagher. Booted across the centre half forward. Walls. Marks has not been beaten with one encounter. And Kevin Sheedy enjoying a little bit of
Ruffling up
of Robert Walls, and it could have easily been a 15-yard penalty, but Walls is still within kicking distance at the true centre-half forward position. Has 3 goals, not a direct kick by Walls, towards Jones, not Jones, free kick going to Richmond, and it will be taken by Wayne Walsh. And a 15-yard penalty against Jezelenko, was it? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's Wayne Walsh to take the free kick in the back pocket. Richmond trailing by 45 points. Not a good kick from Walsh. And another 15-yard penalty against John Nichols this occasion for overstepping the mark. And football in slow motion in this third quarter. 18 goals, 7 by Carlton in the first half, 10 goals, 9 by Richmond. Walsh on this occasion really gets onto a torpedo up over half forward, and Jones almost takes the mark. In fact, he's going to be paid the mark. Big Peter Jones all the way from the Apple Isle and doing a magnificent job for Carlton this afternoon. Half-back flank out of side. Not a good kick from Jones towards at Jackson, and Jackson will take the free kick for in the bank.
Jackson, almost centre half forward, will put Carlton well into attack. Big John Nichols coming from behind, flying high, very nearly took the mark. Keogh chips in. Will Keogh kick it? He's rolling towards the goal, but just offline. Carlton already putting tremendous pressure on the Richmond defence early in the third quarter. They have a big break. 18-8, 116 points to Richmond 10-9, 69. We're about 3 minutes into the third quarter as Clay puts the ball into play. A good long kick. There's a big mark taken out there by McKellar. Gives a hand pass to Bartlett. Bartlett or Sproul drives the ball forward, but something's happened behind the play, and the free kick is coming back onto Carlton's right half forward line, and will be taken out there by Francis Burke, I think. Yes, Burke is to take the free kick. Now, whether that's not penalising Richmond or not, I fancy it did, because they had the flow of the game, but Burke is coming in now, and there's a good penetrating kick, a long one to centre half forward, and a lovely mark taken by Hart, and that's his first mark, I think, for the match. Royce Hart, who has been beaten by Bill so far. Hart's kick's a good penetrating one, right into the goal square. It's all Richmond, and the mark taken there by the big fellow Barr. Straight in front, only about 12 yards out, and Richmond really need to rain goals in this quarter if they're going to get back into the match. 15 yards out. Doesn't miss too many. There's the kick on its way, and my word, it was nearly offline, but it's there. A goal to the Tigers. That's goal number 3 to Baum. Richmond moving on to 11-9 to Carlton 18-8, and we're 4 minutes into the third quarter. Doug Heywood.
What a wonderful season Baum's had, or what a wonderful final series he's had. He's been up against Vin Waite once, Twiggy Dunn another time. He's beaten them pointless, despite the fact that David Mackay has played effectively today. At this stage, early in the third quarter, Neil Baum registers his third goal. And as a permanent forward pocket, that's a full day's assignment. He's done particularly well. Well, there's a ball come back onto the field, and it's umpire Bill Della. And Tasmanian Royce Hart, one of the most brilliant Tasmanians ever to come over, takes his first mark for the match. Ian Stewart is on the ground. In come the big fellas, and Peter Jones gets the favour of the bounce out to Sproul. Sproul's a Taswegian too. Down it goes to Dool. Dool goes up in front. Well done, Kevin Hall. Runs into trouble. Hurst falls on it. A good hand passes out to Armstrong. Armstrong smothered. Hall could take a free kick. Not allowed, says the umpire. Down goes Stewart. The umpire says free kick. And Ian Stewart will take the free kick. This is the triple Brownlow medalist who kicked so well. Two position, Rex Hunt and Jeffrey Southby. Hunt was up high. Royce Hart, the danger man. A hand pass goes out. David Mackay runs into trouble. Picked up in a left foot snap for goal by Baum. It's not a good one. Through for one behind.
Well, Baum could be the salvation for Richmond up in the full forward zone. Already he's kicked their 2 scoring shots this quarter. 1-1 from the boot of Neil Baum, and his total tally 3-1. 11-10-76 Richmond, 18-8, 116 Carlton. Southby will kick it to the members' stand side. Another good kick by Southby. Sheedy comes up, tries to knock it down. It's knocked out of the hands of Dixon, picked up by Sproul, intercepted by Dixon. Come in nicely, hooks the kick around towards the centre of the ground, and it's Heywood from the way, but Walls from behind again. Not to be beaten today, Robert Walls. Brilliant play at centre half forward, right up towards Jezelenko and Clay. Neither of them can get it. Nichols has it. Long hand pass to Lucas. He's intercepted by Bond. It's not through. Hits the post off the boot of Jackson, was it? Or was
Jackson it was.
Pushed
Yeah.
through. Jackson it was. Another behind to Carlton. 18-9, 117 Carlton. 11-10-76 Richmond.
Doug, you notice the contrasting play of Carlton in this match against their last against Richmond. They're playing the long kicking game, aren't they?
It's been the highlight and the change of the whole match, and how well thought out, even though it's obvious. It's been Robertson pushes Francis Burke, and Burke, who's been a clear winner in that position all day, takes yet another free kick. Burke is on half-back flank. Long as his kicking been all day. Dool is pushing Rex Hunt. Behind the pack, the chances there for Richmond. Well done as it's booted down by Bond. Into open territory. Southby's in front, an awkward one. Here comes the Sproul. A long hand pass to Balm. Balm gathers in nicely, gets his kick. He was well tackled by O'Connell. And the resultant kick flew off his boot, out of bounds, and the free kick will be taken by the long-kicking Southby. O'Connell been sound, dependable and sure in the back pocket, and Southby been positively brilliant.
This Carlton defence, Doug, all day long has been extremely close checking. They haven't allowed the Richmond forwards to get out the open at all. It's been very good defence.
They'll miss weight too.
Just waiting for the ball to come back to Dixon. Just look at a big crowd, section of the big crowd here at the MCG. More than 100,000 people. Just what the figure is, we're not sure at this point of time, but the ball is again lost in the crowd, and maybe another one will have to be brought back. In fact, it's coming onto the ground now. It's about midfield with the boundary umpire. Comes across to Robertson, and back it will go to Dixon. Carlton, the superior side so far, by far. 18-9, a complete reversal of form to Richmond 11-10. As Dixon's kick comes onto Richmond's right half forward line. There Balm went for it. It's picked up by Gallagher. Gallagher's kick should have been marked by Burke. Should have held it. Coming in again is Armstrong to get the ball to centre half forward. Richardson doing battle. Keogh chips in. He's going to be under a lot of pressure. They're coming in hard. Jezelenko claiming the ball. Umpire Della says play on. This is the pattern of his umpiring all the time as they scrimmage, hustle and bustle one another, and eventually umpire Della has to bounce the ball. This has been the pattern. He's let the game go.
He's done it well too, and Craig McKellar thumps it down towards Bartlett. Well frustrated by Jackson. Out to Keogh. Keogh will shoot for goal with his left foot. It's not a good one. Robert Walls, great courage. Great courage. Magnificent mark, and a puzzle, bewildered Ray Boyanich says, where did it come from? And there's the best man on the ground. Vice captain.
A complete reversal of form here too with Walls. Walls has been out of touch in the last few weeks, but he's back to his former brilliance.
One of the most thoughtful young players to play football. He kicks it through. That's another goal to Carlton. And Robert Walls has really been a great player. That's his fourth. And Walls, who on our program only 2 weeks ago said, I've been thinking about my game, I'm sure I can improve it, and that's the way he tackled it. Of course, he's the obvious future captain of Carlton, and what a wonderful job he's done today.
This puts Carlton really in the box seat. 19-9, 123 points to Richmond 11-10, 76, and we're about 10 minutes into the third quarter.
Well, the only thing that marred Wall's game 2 weeks ago was bad kicking. Today he's kicked 4 goals, 1. Back in centre, Jones again, but it's Stewart who gets the tap down to Dixon of Carlton. His long hand pass intercepted by Walsh, who drives it right up to the 10-yard square. The manhandling going on here. Hunt has the chance, tries to boot it through. There's 3 Richmond players there, and Balm puts through goal number 4 for Neil Balm. Well, there were 3 Richmond players there. It looked as though they'd all overrun the ball, but the quick-thinking big fellow Balm put it through for Richmond's 12th goal. So it's 12-10, 82 Richmond, 19-9. Fabulous kicking, Carlton 123.
Or can the Tigers come back?
Well, they're certainly trying hard. Rex Hunt almost flummed that one. Balm got him out of trouble. Here's Sproul. Sproul then breaks out and drives it down the half-forward line. Underneath it, Hart. Great mark. Play on, great mark. Oh, play on, says the umpire. Underneath it, Lucas. That was a bad decision. Here's a chance now for the umpire calls the equaliser, and the free kick goes to Morris. But the umpire's closer than us, but certainly from here, one could not understand how that could have been play on. Morris comes in, 70 yards out from goal, puts it down the 10-yard square. David Mackay's the leaper. He was feet above the pack, and as you saw, it actually took it on his chest above the pack. A fantastic mark by young David Mackay.
Mackay elects to kick it to the grandstand side, the members' side. Up flies McKellar, knocked away by Jones, racing to the boundary line. Throw in coming up in the members' pocket for Richmond.
My word, Jones has frustrated McKellar all day long.
Jones and McKellar in ruck again. McKellar wins the front position, but Jones gets the tap down with the left hand. In comes Sproul. He's dispossessed of the ball, picked up by Lucas. driven down towards centre wing position. Heywood flies with Jackson, comes off hands. In there is Dixon. So too is Richmond's Richardson. He puts boot to ball up towards half forward. Up flies Jones, almost hooked it in one hand. Hart is there, paddles it on in front of him. Free kick to Royce Hart. Holding the man, and Royce Hart is within scoring distance, and he doesn't miss many from this position. A goal here to Richmond would be invaluable.
I thought a 15-yard penalty was on there too.
Oh, he took some buffeting. 1, 2, 3 he took that time, and easily could have been awarded 15 yards. Hart, who was kicking magnificently at training on Thursday night, here's a test of it. Comes in and kicks it high and kicks it straight and puts it straight through. There's the hallmark of class. Number 4, the most brilliant centre-half forward certainly that I've seen, who's been kept out of the game for the first half by Dool, but he's almost irrepressible. Can he be kept out for the second half?
That's Hart's first goal of the match. And Richmond coming back into it a little. Richmond 13-10, 88 to Carlton, 19-9, 123, and the Richmond supporters are really coming alive.
Peter Jones up again and beats McKellar out past Walsh. Opportunity for Jones once again, the long hand pass to Robertson. Robertson, you've got to be quick. Boots it over Jackson's head down towards the pocket. It's out of bounds, and Carlton swing into attack. Half forward flank, outer side of the ground. Punt road goal is their objective. Nichols comes on to take one of his few staunts at ruckman. In front of McKellar he is. Does it beautifully down to Gallagher. Gallagher free kick, I thought. It is. Free kick to Adrian Gallagher. And Stephen Heywood has got a lot to say, but there's no doubt the tackle was too high. Gallagher so often bunches himself down and so often comes out with a free kick. He's a long way out from goal. Gallagher is not a long kick. On the half forward flank, he's about 50 yards out. The distance might trouble him. It does trouble him. It's out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will go to the Tigers' Barton, and off he goes.
And he'll be brought back to kick over the mark. And we'll wait on Vella. It could even be... No, it's not going to be a penalty. Bartlett very quiet again today. In the last two final appearances, 15 and 13 kicks. Kevin Bartlett puts it into play down a half-back flank. Oh, almost a mark through Burke. Not allowed. Hand pass coming out towards Chandler. Chandler now at centre half forward. Drives it up to Big John Nichols. Flies high. Waiting down there is Gallagher coming through the pack. The free kick going Carlton's way, is it?
Kicking in danger.
And the free kick is going to
Dixon. Oh, that was a bad kick in danger, and number 43 is the disconsolate man, Ray Boyanich, and Bill Della smiling at Boyanich, and Boyanich has got nothing to smile about. Dixon, the winger, typical of league football today. He's only about 25 yards out from goal. Kicks for goal, kicks very badly. Out of bounds.
Wayne Walsh to take the free kick for Richmond in the last line of defence. Comes out on the Carlton's right half forward line. Chance there for Burke. Burke can't quite get to the ball. He's smothered very quickly. Big pack developing as Armstrong comes to the ball. He's tackled. I thought it was over his shoulder. Play goes on as Richmond emerge with the ball. Get it up towards centre half forward. Sproul is racing to it. So too is Hunt. Hart gets to the ball first. Caught by Dool. Gets in a hand pass. It comes up towards Boyanich, who shepherds off to allow Sproul to have a shot at goal, but he's way offline with it. And it goes out of play. Rather, that was Baum who was shepherding off there. Free kick to be taken by South. Richmond coming back hard in the middle stages of this third quarter. Carlton leading 19-9 to 13-10.
45 points did Richmond lead by at half-time as Southby, whose new opponent is Hunt, kicks his usual 65 to 70 yarder looking for Jones. Hart's going to go with him. Hart got there first. Gallagher, a clever rover, screws it back about 30 yards. Armstrong underneath it. Bad luck Sheedy. Over the line. No, it is over the line now as Dool and Sheedy clashed for it. It's out of bounds. Out of bounds between centre wingers. Half forward Frank grandstand side with Richmond in attack. Jones and McKellar once again. Jones cleverly done. Beautifully out to Armstrong. On to Gallagher. Gallagher then an awkward kick, but it's beautifully done. Walls has got it. Take your time, Robert Walls. He's off. Kicks it cleverly out to Robertson. Here's the long kicker. He steadies. Drop kick it'll be. Skims it. Nichols. It's a mark. And it's Robertson who kicks that perfect skimming drop kick that went like a bullet, and the big giant was lurking in the forward pocket once again. He will now kick his 5th goal.
He spells danger all the time, doesn't he? As soon
Got
as that
capital
ball
D,
is...
Ken.
Yep. Shouldn't miss it. Nichols, he's got
4.
This should be goal number 5. On its way, and there's no question about it. Straight through the middle. And Carlton have posted their 20th goal. What a fantastic kicking performance. 29 to Richmond 13-10. And we're about 18 minutes into the 3rd quarter. And the messages are coming out right, left and centre to the Richmond players.
Boynich is the recipient again, Ken.
Yep, their defence has been completely rattled all day long.
Serge Silvani said that Nichols would kick 5 goals, but I don't think he meant it would kick them at the 19-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
Incidentally, Barnes on the ball for the first time.
Barnes, but it's Burke who gets the tap down. In there is Hurst. He loses it. Comes back to Hart. Hart breaks clear. He spells danger now for Carlton. Boots it up to the forward pocket. Southby races to it but can't gather it in. Boundary throw in. Forward pocket at the scoreboard end. 20 goals 9, 129. Carlton to 13-10, 88 Richmond. Barn on the ball with Mackay. Mackay nudges him out. Gets the tap down. Gallagher has the chance, screws that kick back in characteristic style. It's not going 10 yards. Under it is O'Connell, but he's going to be paid it. It didn't look 10 yards to me. Doug Heywood.
20 yards in the air. About 9 along the ground.
Yeah, about 9 metres, no more.
In comes O'Connell. O'Connell with his right foot boots it down looking for Dool. Up goes Peter Jones, a grand effort it was. Armstrong once again. Robert Walls' danger, always been the best player on the ground. Gathers it in. Left foots it cleverly across. Jesselenko. The forward line is working like a smoothly oiled machine. Jesselenko, the long kick will be Jesselenko's choice, looking for captain coach Nichols. Down it goes, Nichols front position. Up he goes, and Boynich battles with him that time. Walsh is with it. Boynich gets it, kicks it out wide, and Lucas is the only player there on the boundary line. Lucas will now turn and kick to Nichols. He kicks to Jackson. He could have kicked to either, and it was Jackson the best position, and Lucas could not have done it better. Beautifully done, and Sydney Jackson has got a shot for goal from about 25 yards out.
Simply amazing, Doug, how many times we see these Carlton players loose in attack. Here's Jackson, 20 yards out, lining up the goal. It's on its way. The goal umpire doesn't move. It's a goal to Carlton. 21 on the board now, 21-9 to Richmond 13-10. And it does seem at this point of time that the Blues have got this game sewn up. I think that was Jackson's first goal. It was. The goal kicker so far, incidentally, the main goal kickers for Carlton. Nichols has kicked 5, Jesselenko 5, and 4 to Robert Walls. Back with umpire Dillon.
In the centre, up go the big fellows. Jones brilliantly done once again. A chance now for Richmond through Morris. Morris loses it, battling for it, and down he goes Shooty, fighting and struggling. Armstrong another kick, boots it out. Robert Walls front position as always, bounces over his head. Barry Richardson, through comes Bond, and the left hand bounces off. Off he goes again, and then boots it out wide looking for Shooty. Over Shooty said David Mackay. No value, Shooty. No value at all in that.
Player reported in one of the earlier finals for doing a similar thing, and he got 4 weeks.
Not even 15 yards, that's surprising, and now Mackay takes the kick.
Mackay down towards the centre wing position. 2 Richmond players fly, spoil one another, coming through his Bartlett. He was held, and he'll take the free kick.
He was lucky.
Bartlett left foots it up towards centre half forward. Mackay again, but from behind it's Hunt. Pulls it in for the Tigers, and he's within scoring distance. They trail by 8 goals at the moment. Richmond, and badly need this goal from the boot of Hunt. On its way and dead through the centre. Rex Hunt. Goal number 1 to Richmond number 5. And there he is. Moved from centre half back, completely outclassed by Walls, up to full forward, and kicks his first goal 20 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
Well, the kicking has been fantastic in this game. Carlton from 30 scoring shots have 21 goals on the board. Richmond from 24 have 14.
Policemen trying to recover the ball. There's been a great wastage in league circles today.
There's Roger Dean talking to Ian Stewart, who was brought on after half-time for Richmond. Haven't seen a great deal of him so far. Ball back with the boundary umpire. Richmond have made a lot of positional changes, but most of them to no avail.
There's another one just happened at this moment. Stewart goes into the centre of the ground, and limping out to half-forward flank goes Sheedy. His opponent will be Hall, and Roger Dean, fit as ever, running back to centre wing. Peter Jones will clash with McKellar. Even Stephen. Could have been a free kick to Carlton, I felt, and Dixon will take it. Keogh will take it. Keogh, loose man out there. Thank you, says Lucas. It's mine. Lucas, a long run pursued by Walsh. Walsh will catch him. Lucas turns and twists. It's over the line, out of bounds, and it's between centre wing and half-forward flank with the Blues in attack.
In ruck, Jones again with McKellar. Jones showing a tremendous amount of energy. A clever tap down to Robertson. Robertson up towards Jackson, but it's knocked away by Heywood into the hands of Stewart. Stewart right foots it down to where Armstrong just misses the mark. Coming to it is Dool, cleverly taps it across to Dixon. Quickly onto the boot to Jackson, just out of his reach. Coming through is Heywood, around the neck to Heywood, and he'll take the free kick. And just points the finger, saying that will do. And the hand pass quickly out towards Bartlett. Bartlett strongly tackled by Jackson. Long kick towards half forward. Cumming takes the mark. Plays on. Swings it around towards full forward. Waiting is Barm. Coming to it there is Southby, and cleverly pushes it through and out of danger for one behind.
Well, have you ever seen such pace as Southby's that time?
I thought there could have been a free kick to Barm there, Dave.
Easily. Easily, Ken. Yeah, easily. Southby with tremendous pace was the man who saved it, but my word, there could have been one there. Now Southby, who once again is back to his brilliant best and kicking out perfectly. Look out wide, looking for Jones. Jones goes up and cleverly over the back of the pack, and here's Stewart. Stewart's going to be shooed by two of them. He does it very nicely onto his right foot, which doesn't suit him. It's a bad kick underneath it. The chances there for Sproul. Didn't look too anxious about that one. Well played, Hart. Out to Barm. Barm fumbles. Out to Bartlett. Bartlett will shoot for goal. Takes a long time and kicks it one behind. Bad luck, Kevin Bartlett. It was an awkward one to pick up. He fumbled, and there's Barm and David Mackay in unfriendly embrace.
I think Bartlett has been Richmond's biggest kick getter today, or pretty close to it. 17 kicks to Bartlett.
Yes, he's still, despite the fact that we've been quoting some statistics against him, I think they're a bit doubtful, those ones that Thorold's been quoting. I think he got a lot more than 13 last week. Here comes Southby. Grandstand side is his target all the time. Jones is his target all the time. Dixon will take it, and Dixon's been a good player. He's on half-back flank. He can't find anybody to kick to. There's no one in there. There's always Walls the chance. Walls and Richardson go. Behind is Gallagher. Gallagher screws it out wide. Underneath it, the chances there for... Oh, great mark.
Free kick to
Chandler
Richmond,
pushed
I
him
think.
out. Bad luck, Chandler, and the free kick will go to the Tigers.
Wayne Walsh it is. Boots it up to half forward. Jones flies off the hands of the pack again. Richmond players fighting for it. Bartlett comes out, kick number 18, up towards full forward. Bit of pushing and shoving going on here. Coming across the back is Mackay. Cleverly done, Mackay, and he gets them out of danger with a wonky looking kick, but he's backed up well there by Southby. Southby ducks the head, holding the man. Against Southby. Did not have the ball, and Southby will take the free kick. 21-9, 135 Carlton, 14-12, 96 Richmond.
Richmond's tackling at times a little bit indiscriminate. Not nearly as good as Carlton. Southby, a magnificent kick, and this is no exception. It comes to the centre of the ground. Jackson comes from behind. Oh, he nearly took the mark too. Stewart dives in. However, it's Armstrong who gets hold of it. Play very congested as Bartlett emerges with the ball. He's trying to lift the Tigers at this point of time. Gets the ball forward. There's Hunt setting himself for it. Also Mackay. It's knocked down. A chance here for Barm. Barm turns under his left boot. Has a snapshot. My word, it was close. It's there. A goal to the Tigers. Goal number 5 to Barm. And Richmond's 15th goes on the board. Carlton 21-9 to Richmond 15-12, and the Tigers are making a desperate recovery in this third quarter, which has been in progress about 25 minutes. They're 15-12 now, 102 points to Carlton 21-9, 135. Roger Dean again.
In the centre, it's Jones. Up he goes. Behind the pack, Lucas has the chance. He's met solidly. In comes O'Connell. Hurst it is. Hurst onto his left foot. Screws it out beautifully to Gallagher. Gallagher's got tons of time. He can go for the run, and off he goes. Adrian Gallagher can go further. He can go further still. He's going to look for Nichols. Out wide it goes, and up goes Robert Walls. In front, Jesselenko. A great hand pass to Keogh. Keogh has left foot snapped for goal. It's the goal of the match. The goal of the match from Keogh, and John Nichols down to congratulate him, and what a splendid goal that was. It's his third. He's been one of Carlton's very good players.
And the Blues can't do anything wrong. Goal number 22 now, 22-9 to Richmond 15-12. And look at that elated group of Carlton supporters. Not to be denied,
Got good reason, haven't they?
Well, now, can Richmond come back with a quick goal? They certainly need it.
Centre bounce. No one gets the decisive tap down. Richmond try to take it away. Jones in there thwarting every opportunity. Umpire Della will ball it up again. 39 points the difference in Carlton's favour. Richmond have whittled it down from 45 to 39 in this quarter. Tapped down by Morris. Coming through is Chandler. Hurst it was. Got it across to Dool. Dool up towards centre half forward. Off the hands of the pack. It's Gallagher. A long kick towards Jezelenko, but chipping in is Barry Richardson to stem the tide for the Tigers. At centre half back, Barry Richardson.
It was a bad kick, that one. Richardson kicks it down. Gallagher, thank you, on his chest. Gallagher between centre and centre half forward. Nobody at home except Armstrong. Armstrong was nearly going to go off and luckily did not. Armstrong now. Very congested Carlton forward line at this stage. Looking for Big John. He goes up and hits it over the back, and Walls is going to kick it through. He does. Robert Walls kicks his fifth.
And that, in my book, was a Nichols goal as well. Had a big hand from Nichols, and that was a fantastic bit of play. Wonderful understanding, and Nichols could see the possibility if he knocked that ball forward, what could possibly happen. And there's Carlton's 23rd goal on the board. 23-9, 147 to Richmond 15-12, 102, and the Blues look to have it sewn up.
Nichols only had 6 kicks and he's almost one of the best on the ground. Peter Jones again to Chandler. Robert Walls will mark it on his chest, thank you. And Walls takes another one. He's completely thrashing whoever they put against him. Barry Richardson's done no better than Hunt. Jackson, free kick to Jackson. Free kick to Jackson, made position perfectly, got in the front position, went for the chest mark, was pulled out by the shoulder, and Sid Jackson will shoot for goal. He's kicked one. And this mammoth score of Carlton's, 23 goals, 9, 147 points. It's Jackson, number 5, shooting for goal from about 25 to 30 yards out. Glorious kick, this ex-West Australian. Punt kick, straight as a die. That's his second. And Carlton's 24.
They just can't do a thing wrong. Carlton, they're ripping holes in the Richmond defence, completely outplaying them, and the Richmond defenders are obviously very rattled. 24 goals, that's a pretty tall score, and we're only, we're pretty near the end of the third quarter, but 24 goals up to three-quarter time is a fantastic score.
And 3 goals in 3 minutes by Carlton when it looked as though Richmond might be coming back into the game. Jones again, but it's Baum who gets the tap down. Dixon takes it away to Walls. Walls using his bulk well. In there is Gallagher, but coming to it is the Bond of Richmond. He taps it on in front of him. Out towards the boundary line it goes. Bond has to get rid of it quickly. Dixon in there contesting. Bond was held. He'll take the free kick. And a little bit of scuffling going on there, but Bond will take the free kick, undoubtedly from that infringement of being held when not in possession. Bond centre wing on grandstand side. Boots it up towards half forward, almost a Marcus Stewart. Coming through is Keogh, been a grand player for Carlton. Jackson wide on his own, and Jackson is giving Heywood the runaround in this third quarter. Jackson looking for Nichols, tries to run on with it. Foolish play, but breaks the tackle. Good play, Heywood. Good play, smothered Jackson's attempt. Comes out to Clay. Clay gets it across towards Bartlett, but in there is Chandler. Hand pass out to Jezelenko. A short pitch. Tries to find Jackson. But it was beautifully done, but just a little astray and out of bounds on the full.
Yes, they're fooling around a little bit at this stage, and that was very bad football. As it goes downfield, waiting for it, Peter Jones and Hart, well punched out by Jones. Where goes Keogh? Keogh won't fool around. Look at the kick. Perfectly done. Perfectly done to Walls, and Walls is absolutely dominant.
He's got too much pace for Richardson, Doug. He's completely outpacing him. And there's the kick by Walls, looking for Big Nichols. Nichols being held, I think he'll get the free kick. He will. He has been held out, no two ways about it. And Big John Nichols is coming in for goal number 6, I think, or 7.
Number 5 is kicked already, Ken.
Good,
Right.
coming in for goal number 6. He couldn't miss it. It's dead in front. Can come in about 15 yards before he even kicks the ball. There's the kick on its way, and it's straight through. Goal 25 to Carlton. They're certainly raining goals in the last 3 or 4 minutes. They've posted 4 in almost equal time. Move on to 25-9, 159 points to Richmond 15-12, 102, and this is certainly a boil-over.
It's certainly a boil-over, and the reason for the boil-over has been, or one of the reasons, just kicked that goal. Playing his 295th game is John Nichols, and has kicked 6 goals in the grand final up to date. As the umpire bounces and up they go once again. Down it goes and kicked by Dool. A nice hand pass by Baum to Bartlett. Bartlett boots them into attack looking for Rex Hunt. Southby's with him all the way. Good mark. Taken by McKellar, who's resting.
And is favouring his left leg too, Doug.
A little bit of byplay behind the play too.
Yes.
Yep, just near the centre of the ground. There it is. Now then, let's concentrate on McKellar as he shoots for goal, and this one is offline, or behind only, when the Tigers badly needed a goal. One behind to Richmond, 15-13 now to Carlton, 25-9. Temper's a little bit frayed out there in the centre.
Number 10, Kevin Sheedy, was in the midst of the tempers and frayed there as Southby comes in and kicks his usual immaculate punt kick. Baum and Jones go for it. Baum got there first, couldn't hold it. Sproul's got it, well bumped out. Nicely taken by Chandler, who's been a good player. Beautifully smothered by Bartlett. Bartlett's going to shoot for goal and kicks another behind as he was pushed after he kicked it. Looked for a free kick. The umpire disagrees, and there's 1 point only when Bartlett was hoping for another try. 25-9, 159, and Richmond 15-14, 104.
And that's the highest score in a grand final. Essendon in 1946 kicked 150 points, and Richmond have 159 on the board.
Remember that day when Whopper Lane did so much for Essendon. In front, the chances there now for McMillan. McMillan across O'Connell, can't take it. Cumming goes out in front of him. Out comes Southby to assist as he does so often. O'Connell cleverly back nicely to Hunt. Hunt will shoot for goal, but kicks it right across the face of goal, and it just squeezes through for 1 behind.
The Carlton player on the ground, Doug?
Yes, on the ground in a lot of pain out there. And now looks like Dixon, who's been a good player. Standing beside him is the well-known number 10, Sheedy. Short pass to Dool is easily done. Dool takes the mark from Southby. Very rarely does Southby short pass on the back line. When he does, it is with success. Here's another one to Peter Jones. And the Jones boys had a picnic, 3/4 time.
Out for the wing, bump picked up. He doubles back, but the ball's not there any longer. Hurst roughs him up. Sheedy's got the free kick, and there's some spite in the game. A hand pass goes to Bartlett. Bartlett's been outstanding for Richmond. 22 kicks. Up onto the half-forward line. Knock away, negative duel into the arms of Marty McMillan. A hand pass under pressure goes past Cumming. It's been picked up by Baum, who gives it to Richardson. Into the goals he goes and scores.
That's goal number 3 to Barry Richardson. And he did it despite a very, very stern tackle, and the man jumping up and down on the one spot was Neil Baum, who's been the outstanding forward for the Tigers. Baum has kicked 5, that's Richardson's 3rd. Darryl Cummings kicked 2. They're the major kick getters for the Tigers. It's Kevin Hall walking back beside Richardson. Hall started off on the ball and played particularly well. Now back at half-back flank. In come the rucks. It's Roberts on the ball, tackled, picked up there and driven downfield. And in front, there could have been a free kick that time to McMillan. There is, and McMillan takes the free.
McMillan half-forward flank for Richmond to drive them into attack. A long punt kick right up towards Baum. Mackay from behind punches it away. Keogh has the chance. Comes to it well. Shepherded nicely by Dixon. Looking for Dool out on the centre wing position. Dool taps it cleverly ahead. Down towards Walls. Walls taps it in turn cleverly to Jackson. And the long kick coming up to Big John Nichols. Up he goes and can't take the mark. Across the back is Heywood. In there is Gallagher. Gallagher meets Heywood solidly. Heywood eventually has to travel it over the line and out of play. In the forward pocket, but umpire Della has picked out the free kick, and it will go to the half-back flanker of Richmond.
8 goals Carlton's way still. What an enormous lead. Richmond in defence, Carlton therefore into attack, and the ball coming back to the half-forward line. Robertson up in the middle of the pack, can't take it. This is Wayne Walsh. Was he in possession? The other number 7, and Lucas grabbed him as 19th man. The hand pass has gone effectively to Bartlett under the half-forward line. Another kick for Bartlett, number 23. Down it comes to Cumming. Darrell Cumming from Mildura knocks it back on its tracks. Nobody to pick it up except Southby of the opposition side, and he didn't want that. The ball into the centre of the ground, nearly a mark to Dixon, one of the best players in this Carlton side. Here's Bond, one of the fastest men in league football. Look at him stream down the ground. 3 bounces over the top, falling short into the goal square. Baum couldn't pick it up. The ball's gone out here towards Sheedy. Sheedy's had about 15 positions on the field. Knocked into the goal square by Baum. Stewart puts it through.
Well, that was great football. Great football by Bond as he went, and that was the quickest man on the side, as Tony said. He absolutely bolted downfield, and under pressure over the back from Baum was superb football. Stewart got it, just dribbled it through, and Richmond are not going to give up, but they've got a long way to go. Up back in the centre with Della. In comes the big whale to do battle. Neither looks like it. Peter Jones gets another go at it. Picked up by Keogh. Across it goes. Walsh is underneath it. Here comes Jackson. Jackson spoilt by Lucas. Francis Burke at centre half back will boot the Tigers into attack, and he boots them in with a long one out wide. Dill goes out there with it. Can't take it. Where's Royce Hart at this stage? Dill has got the ball. Gets a long hand pass cleverly out to Dixon. Dixon looked to be on one leg at one stage. He boots it downfield. Underneath it, the mark is missed by Hart, and Hart then recovers nicely. Turns onto his left foot. He's on the half-back flank as the captain as he boots it downfield. Underneath it, the big leap and a great mark taken by McMillan. McMillan is off.
A long low drop kick up towards Baum. It's over his head. Mackay takes it. He plays on. Half-back. Drives it right up towards centre half forward. Jackson getting under it, but the big whale is there. Knocks it forward. But intercepted there by Armstrong. He in turn up towards the full forward zone. Boynich taps it down. Gallagher has it. Swings around. Looks for Jezelenko. And the mark to Jezelenko. Or the free kick. It's Jezelenko's whatever way you look.
And Robert Walls bounced it through as well. But the mark or the free kick, as you say, Thorold, is there.
Such an exciting player. Born in Hungary. Came to Australia at the age of 3. To Canberra. And now into the big-time league. Magnificent player. And here he is all set for his 6th. Jezelenko, 5 goals so far, the leading Carlton goal kicker for 3 years, 69, 70 and 71, and he kicked 115 goals in a memorable season of 1970. Ready for number 6 in the grand final. He'll bring the house down if he puts this one through, just the player to do it. Straight out in front to the scoreboard stands, which are stacked with excited spectators. Jezza moves in. Rip up.
There's the man of the moment, the man of the final series. There's Gallagher talking to Nichols. And Nichols, even at this stage, is not going to let the team relax.
This is the highest scoring grand final ever. Essendon held the record with 150 points in 1946, kicking 22-18, and before that Melbourne 148 points, kicking 21-22 in 1939.
Roberts is on the ball now as he comes in to do battle with Jones. Jones has taken every one for the match for Carlton. Here's a chance now for Keogh. Keogh then boots it out wide, looking down there for Lucas. Lucas gets a favourable bounce but misses it. A chance now for Heywood. Heywood gathers in on half-back flank grandstand side. Sends it downfield. Underneath it, the chance is there for Carlton's Jones. And what a great mark it was. Well, Big Pete, there's often been great humour about this big fella, but he's one of Carlton's heroes today. And I'm sure all the Tasmanian supporters will be delighted with him. Peter Jones, another one of the likeable giants of football, is at centre half-back. Down it goes looking for the winning Robert Walls. Walls decides to punch it. Lucas comes in. Jezelenko's there. Look at Jezelenko. He is blocked. He's gone again. He overran it for once. Robert gets it out. Roberts gets it out and it's booted downfield where Francis Burke will do battle. Armstrong, the big leaper. Behind the pack it's McMillan. McMillan's hand pass to Walsh. Walsh is about centre wing and off he goes. It's a good kick and he kicks under pressure. Out wide it goes. Here comes Stewart. Stewart gathers in nicely. Goes for the run. Turns onto his left foot. Screws it back to Morris. Morris and Richardson can take their pick. He'll take it. Hall! A beautiful interception, and Hall has gone downfield.
And up towards half forward it goes. Hart has the chance now to drive it forward for Richmond. He does, up towards half forward. O'Connell in the way. The Carlton defence supreme today in every facet of the game. And there we see Keogh in trouble on the half forward flank for Carlton. But it's back with O'Connell on the half-back line. He drives it over the centre. Roberts flies and takes the mark unopposed. A long hand pass to Morris it is. Morris on the half-forward flank runs into trouble, has to hand pass it out towards Sheedy. Sheedy lines it up, and he's put it through the back player for a goal to Richmond. Well, the face-saving effort from Kevin Sheedy, who's had one of those forgettable days. He'd want to forget it as quickly as he possibly could. And there he is in camera. 18-15, 123 Richmond, 26-9, 165 Carlton.
7 goals the difference. It's over bar the shouting, so they say, but there's plenty of shouting still left in this huge crowd at the MCG. Carlton have broken the hoodoo, which has hung over their heads since 1920. Taken out of the centre by big Brian Roberts, 6 feet 6 and nearly 16 stone. They carry on with the good work from the half-forward line. Over the half-forward line, McMillan straight up the front of the pack, running into an open goal. Goal all the way.
That's number 2 to Marty McMillan. And the Richmond fans are coming to voice again, and they richly deserve some sort of help because Carlton have looked so good today. 26-9 to 19-15. Actually, you can see the scoring shots have been pretty much Richmond's way, but Carlton have looked the better side all day. 165 to 129 is back in the centre with umpire Della. Chandler's back on the ball. Let's see if Big Peter Jones is going to take this one. Nick's on the ball. The captain coach is on. A chance now for Hart, who's on the half-back line. He tries to break away and fights and struggles and does it very well. And Hart puts him into attack with a long left footer down over the head of Baum. Up goes David Mackay. Here's a chance for Bond. Bond kicks off the ground, and it's another goal. It's another goal. Beautiful football as he kicked off the ground and through it goes. Well, Richmond are back in it.
The goal kickers for the Richmond side, 5 to Baum, 3 to Richardson, 2 each to McMillan, and now Sheedy with Cumming.
57 points the Blues led by at three-quarter time, and Richmond have whittled it down to 30 points.
The highest scoring grand final ever. A feast of goals knocked down by Brian Roberts, straight to the rover, good play. Bartlett kicks it to McMillan, who did the damage a while ago. McMillan gets it off his shoulder right to the arms of Southby. Didn't want that. Southby kicks the ball right back on its tracks, plus 20 yards, up to Rex Hunt, appealing for the mark. It's a play on according to the umpire, and his word counts. It was Gallagher kicking the ball to the half-forward line, bringing Jezelenko and Clay into the play, but not for much longer. 26 goals versus 20. 5 goals separating them because of the point situation, and we've played for 8 minutes into the final quarter. Carlton, 10 with finals experience. Richmond, 13 players with finals experience. Carlton breaking a hoodoo in existence since 1920.
Roberts, too much strength for Jones that time. Boots it out towards the half-back flank of Richmond's. Picked up nicely and driven down by Sproul. In front, the tumbling mark by Richardson. Well, Hart's been moved away from centre half forward. John Nichols for the first time has come on the ball. Barry Richardson in the centre of the ground, boots Richmond into attack out wide. Underneath it is Dool, pushed out by Sheedy, I thought, and the free kick will go to Dool. Oh, and down they go. Sheedy's down. The umpire comes in, and he might take that away. No, he speaks to Sheedy.
Sheedy got the first one in, Doug.
And in effect says, serves you right. And I don't doubt that we probably agree. And there's the quiet man, Bruce Dool, who's got a perceptible smile. Only a half one because then he smiles about once a season and probably twice tonight.
The quiet man who looks like the wild man from Borneo.
Yes, he certainly does, and he's put Royce Hart right out of the game as Dool comes in and sends a long one down towards where Royce Hart, his ex-opponent, is flying for it. Hunt was there first. Hunt tries a long hand pass out to Burke. Burke then boots him into attack, and well taken by Kevin Hall. Kevin Hall at centre half-back.
Played a dashing game on the half-back flank. Hall rucked Rove early in the game, drives it now out to the outer side. From behind, there was a chance there for Carlton, but it comes to Roberts, who's very slow with it, threads the hand pass eventually to Bartlett. Bartlett's been great since quarter time, moves it up to the half-forward flank, the forward pocket. From behind is a chance for Richmond, but Stewart has it, lines it up, puts it across the face of goal, and almost a mark there to McMillan, or to Cumming. In there is O'Connell for Carlton. Plays it on in front of him in grand style, has the chance now to hook it out of trouble and down towards centre wing. Burke, all alone, has time to steady, sends the hand pass overhead to Morris. Morris in turn gets out of trouble. His kick is smothered nicely by Southby. It comes back to Walsh. Walsh now drives it right down to the goal line. Will it go through for 1 point? Yes, it does. And that brings Richmond's score now to 20-16, 136 to Carlton, 26-9, 165.
Carlton will think that the performance of their side in this game is only poetic justice, because for 13 of the 22 weeks of in-season play, they were on top of the list. Richmond were top only once, but they were second top for 9 weeks. It's a long season, the longest league season in history, and as we've said during this quarter, the highest ever scoring grand final. Out to the half-back line from the full-back's boot, and it's a Carlton mark, not allowed, it's a play on. A knock behind the ear for Chandler, didn't like that, they hurt. A fistful of knuckle dusters, and Chandler gets the free kick. That'll cheer him up. Here from the half-back flank, Chandler, a success in this final series when it was not expected he'd make the side. Behind the play, Walls, what a trump. Into the full forward zone, they're back into attack, but way out into no man's land, no real estate there, and a throw-in to come up between the half-forward flank and the full-forward pocket, with the Blues going in grand style, keeping Richmond at bay, despite the Tigers' every valiant effort. A throw-in coming up in the full-forward pocket. 26 goals to 20, but because of the points, only 5 goals separating them, but that's a big margin. Behind the play, Bartlett, a good kick winner. Desperate all the time. Keogh tackling him, and a great player for the Carlton side today. Bounce up coming up, and it's umpire Della right in command.
And Bartlett talking vigorously to Keogh that time. In come the rucks once again. Peter Jones out there, who's been a very good ruckman. Thumped away by Boyanich, picked up by Bond, the racehorse. He boots it down to centre half forward. Up goes Hurst, punches it down, recovers nicely. Good football this time by Stewart. Stewart then boots it down. Barry Richardson marks it. 29 points the difference as Barry Richardson marks within kicking range. Richardson is a glorious long kick. It's about 14 minutes to the last quarter gone as Richardson comes in. A thumping long one, but it's well off direction. Big pack, and Doole's got it. And off he goes downfield. He can keep on going. He kicks it down straight towards the Robertson. Robertson being a quiet player. A good hand pass to Nichols. Nichols will go on with it and sends it out to the half-forward line. Robert Walls and Hunt. And Hunt takes a very fine mark. Well, Robert Walls lets him pick it up. And Hunt takes the mark at centre half-back.
Gets it handed to him by Boyanich. Plays on around the members' wing. Out towards Robertson and Burke. Burke been very quiet since half-time, and the ball is trundled over the line and will be thrown in centre wing on Northern Stand side. 29 points the difference in Carlton's favour. Richmond whittled this lead down in the final quarter. Tapped down by Carlton, goes to Robertson. He is pushed over the line, looking for the free kick, but umpire Della says boundary throw in.
And a perfect tap down it was by Nichols too.
Throw in centre wing, right down in front of us. Big Nick against Big Brian, right into his back, and the champ's got it. 295 games, and only 5 in the history of the league have played more games.
Well, I think he enjoyed that push in the back, did Nick, and look at him puffing like a pair of bellows.
6 goals up. The architect of their success, yes. Enormous performance and an enormous kick. Gosh, it's gone 70 yards to the half-forward line, right off Wall's shoulder. That's about the second only mistake he's made today. Heywood in defence, gives it to his man, who clears here. It was Clay, but coming downfield is Chandler. Loves running through them and does it well. The ball into centre forward. It's a joke.
What a perfect pass.
Took the mark, gets 15 yards. That puts him just outside the goal square, and Robert Walls, not to be outdone by sharpshooters and Jezelenko and Nichols, is going to line up for his 6th.
What a stupid tackle by Boyanich at that stage of the game. There was no value in it, and Chandler's pass to go over it again was absolutely perfect. Walls, a great player, puts it through. You can tell when you see Peter Jones jumping up and down like a jack-in-the-box, and that's his 6th. Robert Walls at centre half-forward has played one of the finest games in centre half-forward history. And incidentally, in that record score of Essendon's many years ago, it was Whopper Lane at centre half-forward who was the great player.
To win premierships, you must have a dominant centre half-forward, and Robert Walls has supplied that for Carlton today. 10 marks, 20 kicks, 6 goals. What a great performance.
The Blues are bringing Crane onto the field. They've got goals and players to spare. They're 5 goals up, 30 points is the lead, and the bounce up now sends them on their way for another stanza. What excitement now. Plenty for Kevin Bartlett there. They've got him in a vice-like grip, 2 of them, Hurst and Keogh. Umpire bouncing.
Just got the report Chandler won't go off as Crane wants to go on. Well, you couldn't blame him, could you?
Getting nowhere. Let's go again. They must be tired. What a hard campaign for the Blues. Here's Crane, all ready to get onto the field, and the player who is supposed to be replaced refuses to be removed. That's Hurst knocking the ball onto the back line. Keogh jumped for it but missed it. Been picked up again by a Carlton player. They must have 30 on the field. Up to the half-forward line. Here's Jezelenko. One-hander that time. That won't be good enough. Even for him. Picked up by Walls. Shoots it into the full-forward zone. Jones knocks it out here towards Jackson, but he's got 2 to contend with. He's good enough to do it on today's form. Walsh will win out on this occasion. Still keeps the ball going. The game move. Oh, he ran into a pile driver. 7-8, but not out. From the half-back line, a hand pass. He gives it to Francis Burke.
Burke at centre wing position, grandstand side, sends it downfield where Stewart's in front position. Nicely spoilt by Southby. A push in the back, it looked like. Here's a chance for Sheedy. Sheedy, a left foot snap for goal and puts it through. And that was very well done by Sheedy. He could see a player crashing down towards him, but Kevin Sheedy gets his own second goal and did it very, very well. Sheedy, who hasn't had a good match, he didn't play well in the back pocket. He was absolutely thrashed by Keogh in the first quarter, has been a better player when he's been wandering around the ground.
And it was a very thoughtful hand pass from Morris too. Could have easily been excused for firing at goal. Saw Sheedy in a better position and it brought up Sheedy's second goal. Right. Back with Della, Roberts and Nichols now in the ruck. Nichols won the tap down, the backhander. Goes out to the racehorse Bond and Richmond go forward again. A long hand pass is almost intercepted by Dool. It comes back off the shin of Sheedy, back to Dool, and Carlton get out of trouble. Down to Jackson. Jackson centre wing. Taking a long time to pick it up. Blake's clear. Drives a long raking kick now down towards Jones. And the big fellow can't take the mark. Heywood has it intercepted by Jezelenko, and Jezelenko puts it through. Virtually took it off his boot.
Oh, Thorold, that's so true. It is done so easily. I wouldn't want that hug from Peter Jones, but it's done so easily. With nonchalant, skillful, immaculate ease, did Jezelenko take away what looked like a perfect hand pass and just sauntered into goal, took his time and kicked it through from 1 yard out. That was the epitome of brilliant football.
Carlton have made their replacement. Crane on the field. Robertson is off the field. The ball going back into the centre, and Carlton 28 goals against Richmond's 21, by far the highest scoring grand final in the history of the league, and it all started in 1897.
Nichols in ruck with Roberts. Roberts won the tap down. It goes out towards Walsh. Walsh up towards half forward. Sheedy was interfered with, but Dool, look at the play of this fellow. Hand pass across to Dixon. Hogg should have been dropping the ball. It comes back to Morris. He gets it across to eventually it's Bartlett, right up to the full forward zone, and Mackay is in the way for the Blues to save a very promising attack by Richmond.
Well over 100,000 watching on. That's the usual thing in league grand finals. Last year for Hawthorn St Kilda it was 118,000. And the year before, Carlton Collingwood 121,000, which was the record. That's Dixon with the ball, and he didn't do much with it, did he? Bartlett winning himself another kick. He's had a rash of them. Sheedy is umpiring the game because the umpire doesn't happen to be on the precise spot. And the weary Warriors are brought to their feet. Dixon's had a hard campaign, and there is a free kick in that area.
Yes, and they're really very, very tired. Keogh in the forward pocket is stamping his foot to indicate the first twinges of cramp are coming on. Dixon looks very blown. Big Nick, we saw it clearly in Cameron, similar position. Now it's booted downfield towards the centre wing position, almost taken by Lucas. Bad play, Roberts. An opportunity now for Roberts to redeem himself. He kicks it downfield. Underneath it, Kevin Hall, good mark. At centre half back, and this has been one of Carlton's very good players. What a great career Kevin Hall has had with Carlton. So often as he starred in a final series. As full-back against Peter McKenna, against Collingwood, he was a great player in the grand final a few years ago. Out wide, good Mark Hart, who's been a very quiet player, and I think that's mark number 2 to Royce Hart.
Hart, the long kick up towards half-forward flank, knocked away by Southby, down to where Robertson has the chance, but he's not Robertson, it was Hurst, and it will be a ball up by umpire Della. Half-forward flank for the Tigers. They trail by 35 points.
6 goals. Into attack, Bartlett again, tireless, relentless, will never give up. The ball into the goal square area, and it's a Richmond mark. Out in front and taking it, Sheedy, who already, having been moved around the board today like a pawn in a chess game, has kicked 3 goals. Number 4 opportunity coming up. In a game wherein the statistics of players on both sides surprisingly even. Both sides average age 24 years, height 6 feet, and weight 13 stone 3. Sheedy, one of the toughest customers playing in the business, kicks for goal. That's the result. Sheedy gets a point. 3 goals, 2 on his side now.
It's not like Kevin Sheedy, that one, because he's not a long kick, but there's no doubt he's a very accurate kick normally. And that would have revived some interest in the flagging fortunes of Richmond. Now it's 143 points to 177, so that's 44 points the difference, 7 goals too. That's an unassailable lead at the 21-minute mark of the last quarter as Southby kicks out wide. Hart's in front. Nichols spoils him and spoiled him very well. Over the line, Armstrong spoiled him actually. No, it was Nichols. Over the line, out of bounds. Peter Jones on the ball, and so is Nichols. Roberts gets it down. A lot of very weary players. Bartlett another kick. Dool, a great player, gets a hand pass back, and Armstrong kicks it downfield. Jackson could have been penalised. An opportunity for Walls once again. Out it goes to Crane. Crane dodges and turns out of trouble. Screws it back and straight to Walsh it goes. Walsh turns and boots Richmond to attack to the half-forward line. Well played, Hall again. Could have been awarded that one. And Armstrong burrows in, kicks it high in there out to wing possession. Royce Hart is the only one at home to fight his teammate Sproul. Hart onto his left foot, boots it down to the 10-yard square. Baum and Mackay go for it. Baum almost got it. Picked up nicely and bolting away is Southby in a lot of trouble. Southby, a long hand pass is not good. It's booted back towards the 10-yard square. Hurst the flyer. Southby up with him, and Richmond have got the opportunity as they dive for it. Does Stewart. The umpire, they kicked off the ground in danger, but the umpire's whistle, I think, had blown, indicating it bounced it.
34 points the difference in Carlton's favour. It's a ball up on the Richmond forward line. 23 minutes of the quarter have gone. I think it's too much for Richmond. Roberts wins the tap down. In there is O'Connell, comes out to Stewart. Stewart tries to hook it back. He does, too far, and it could be out on the full. We'll wait on it. It is, and a free kick to be taken by Mackay, David Mackay, in the back pocket position. 23 and a half minutes gone. 34 points the difference. 28-9, a miraculous kicking by Carlton in the record score for a grand final. Mackay, a long kick. Almost spent permanent time in the back pocket, and the mark taken by Royce Hart. Coming into play in this final term. Long, low torpedo punt kick up towards Baum. Off the hands of the pack, it's Mackay who takes it. Boots it back towards the centre of the field. Bouncing for it. Coming to it is Chandler. Still full of running is Chandler. Swings the left foot kick around. It's not a good one, but it's going straight to Armstrong. No one near Armstrong. He boots it down towards Walls. Walls slides, so does Boynich. Off the hands of the packet comes, and the ball up will occur at centre-half forward for Carlton.
We've got about 7 minutes left for play. 7 minutes for more scoring in a relentlessly high-scoring game. Carlton have averaged about 8 goals each quarter. It's dropped a bit behind that now as Clay gets the ball out of the big pack, and it's over towards Bond, who doesn't seem to tire too easily. Jezelenko tackles him, all right into Jezelenko, and he'll get the free, and that hurt.
There's no doubt about it, as we say once again. And there's Alex Jezelenko, the whiz kid from Canberra. Robert Walls and Rex Hunt bump each other accidentally on purpose. Jezelenko too far out to score. Roberts goes back to become guardian to John Nichols, as Jezelenko with a good long one will put it in the 10-yard square. He's kicking to the scoreboard goal as Alex Jezelenko doesn't make much distance. Almost taken by Burke. Out wide it goes towards Dick Clay, who's been a very quiet player. He boots it out wide towards centre wing position, and here goes Sproul. Dixon runs past him, gives Sproul the chance. Sproul hand pass to Richardson. Richardson in a lot of trouble back to Sproul. Sproul then down to centre half forward. Underneath it, the chances there for Southby. A good punch down it was too. Back to Armstrong. Armstrong boots it out looking for Robert Walls. Behind it is Bond. Bond gets an awkward bounce and Walls thumps it away from him. Towards the boundary line it goes. Bond a hand pass back goes more Carlton's way than Richmond. Cumming makes the best of it, however, and Cumming on the half-back line boots it down towards the half-forward line. Over the head of the packet goes, and out comes Southby, and it's over the line, out of bounds. He thumps into Barry Richardson.
Great defence by Southby. He's punched the ball away. He's taken marks. He's beaten players there pointless. Jones and Roberts nudged Jones out, goes to Cumming. Cumming kicks smothered, back to Dixon. Dixon, a very tired player. Morris is brought down with the ball, a hand pass from Jones to Hall. Hall a long kick towards Jackson at half forward, and Hunt takes what could have been a mark, but umpire Della says play on, and we'll wait on it and still play on as Heywood comes through the pack with the ball. Clears it down from the half-back flank position. Tries to overdo it. The hand pass coming across to Morris. Morris steadies himself. A long drop kick up towards forward pocket. Up flies Hart, and it's a mark to Hart.
Hart with the ball, 40 yards out, 45-degree angle. The Richmond captain, like so many playing with him today, out of sorts and buried in the avalanche of the Carlton attack. Will it be a goal? They're waiting at the Richmond end. They've been waiting a long time for this one if it goes through. It's there. Well played, Royce Hart. Hart's second goal. Well,
one of the quietest days that Royce Hart has had, I think. Particularly in the final series. And again, what a tribute to the quiet one, Bruce Dool, who forced him to be moved away.
Had 7 kicks in the first half, and he's had the first 3 quarters, and he's had 7 in this final quarter.
Yes, well, it's like the great player he is. He just won't be kept down for the whole match. In the centre of the ground, it's Nichols going to do battle with Roberts. Nichols wins it to Gallagher. Gallagher left foot smothered. Out it goes Gallagher, right foot not smothered. Here's a chance now for Lucas. Lucas has got the chance for open goal. He kicks a bad one, and Peter Jones is too tired to chase it. Out wide goes Dickie Clay. Clay gets a wonderful bounce, and then boots Richmond down to centre wing position. There's nobody at home except Dixon and Jackson. They can take their choice as who'll take it. Dixon takes it, should hand pass, doesn't need to. Dixon then steadies and tries the short one. Well done. Jesselenko takes the mark, and Jesselenko decides we'll take our time. With about 28 minutes gone, here's one of the stars of the match in Jesselenko. One of the stars of football, of course. He was an automatic interstate player from his first season. Third in the Brownlow medal in his first season. He was a champion from the first time he played. Now, the first time he played league football. Peter Jones doesn't look like it. Voynich takes the mark.
Voynich, hand pass to Bartlett. Richmond go forward. Time running out for the Tigers. They're 28 points down. And Dixon cops one around the side of the head. Chandler gets it out to Dixon again. Dixon not to be outdone. Sends it right down to the full forward zone, but it's all Richmond here. Clay drops the sitter. He's tackled by Lucas. Punched it out towards centre half forward. Walls has it. Dummies. Fires it. Almost has his head pulled off. And play goes on as Big Roberts tries to stir up the Tigers. It's Sproul with the ball. Centre wing. Long low drop kick towards centre half forward. Sheedy coming to it. But it's Stewart coming in for Richmond. Sends the short pass across in the direction of Barry Richardson, and Richardson is marked. Plays on, fires at goal from a standing position, and a shot has gone astray, and it's very difficult to kick goals from a standing position.
Well, if ever an umpire's let it go, Thorold, Robert Walls really had his head pulled off and everything else. There was no gesticulation or acting about that one. You couldn't act that unless you were a paid wrestler.
And Big Nick ran up alongside to remonstrate with the umpire, who brushed him off and followed up the game forthwith. Well, 5th time lucky for the Blues. They've played Richmond 4 meetings this year. A draw on match being their best result and 3 losses, but they won the 5th one, hands down. Good mark out there taken by Big Brian Roberts, who was the one who tried to pull Robert Wall's head off his shoulders a moment ago. Over to Bartlett, 130 games in succession before injury caught up with him in the State Series. Into the grand final goal-kicking area. Aerial ping pong, that's how it gets its name. Paul down to O'Connell. Back to the half-back line. Francis Burke.
Free kick to Crane. Free kick to Gary Crane. Gary Crane, who's been one of the gallant players of the Carlton camp. He won their best and fairest in the premiership side. On half-back flank, it's fitting he should get a game in this grand final side because he's been full of courage for the whole of his career. Hurst, you shouldn't have gone. Bad football, Hurst. He was pushed eventually. The umpire's letting it go with a vengeance. And down they go. Francis Burke and Hurst with the contestants, and it will be bounced by umpire Della. Certainly, if there'd been one fault in his book, he's let it go almost too much today. Up goes Roberts and gets it cleverly out to Bartlett. Bartlett once again, a great kick getter. O'Connell the mark. O'Connell on half-back flank steadies the Blues. 28 goals, 9, 177 points for Carlton. Richmond 22-18, 150, and there's about 30 minutes left. There are 30 minutes gone, and that's Johnny O'Connell who kicks the final one. Carlton, a most convincing win. There's the scoreboard looming up towards us. 28 goals, 9 to 22-18. John Nichols, number 2, is the centre of attention, and rightly so. He took over a side from Ron Barassi, a great coach, and he's done it so well. Well, there's John Nichols in the midst of a great crowd of players. It's Alex Jesselenko, another hero of the grand final, who's got his arms around his gallant captain coach, and the scoreboard showed Carlton 28 goals, 9, 177 points, defeating Richmond 22 goals, 18.